March 22nd, 2:14 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. I thought that's only because you closed off in the middle of a trial session. And yeah. And with there being a week between, it's like, yeah. Dude, I can't believe Adrian. No way. Not cool and collected Adrian Andrews. She is your manager. It would have been easy for her to pull this off. The only person who had easy access to the knife you used at the dinner was, well, her. So after the ceremony during the break, huh? I was sleeping like a log the entire time. See, she could have also easily planted that blood-covered button in her hakama. Because she was the one that came to wake me up? Then, dude, you're saying it really was her? Yes, she is the real killer. She was the one who murdered Juan Corrida. But why? I thought she was buds with Juan. She has her own agenda. Her own agenda? What are you talking about? I'm sure you'll see by the time this trial's over. It'll be alright. I'll get you acquitted by the end of today. Give me a verdict that's refreshing like spring breeze, okay, Mr. Lawyer Dude? Phoenix, you think her motive is related to Celeste Impact's missing suicide note, right? Yes. Miss Andrews depended on Miss Impact's and her strength and reason to live. But then Miss Impact suddenly killed herself. It sounds like she left a suicide note and the person ought to have hidden it is Juan Corrida, the victim of this murder. And that's why I think that Miss Andrews got close to Mr. Corrida. All to get the suicide note back. I feel like there's more to this story. That sounds plausible. But one thing bothers me. What? Who was it that first told us about their relationship? Better stated, Miss Andrews' dependency issues with regards to Miss Impact's. It was Edgeworth. It looks like he's still the one in command of this ship. Don't let your guard down yet. Back in the courtroom. Order in the court! Court will now reconvene. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you please. The prosecution calls the witness subpoenaed by this court. Being channeled all the time, I'm surprised Mia would be like, can't you just let me rest in peace? I'm pretty sure she would think that. Yeah, if I was being called every 5 days just to help solve a case, I'd be like, dude, just let me rest, please. You don't want to see me when I'm... you don't want to see me get ugly when I'm dead. Anyway. Where did... I was trying to look for my water bottle. Phoenix is still a bad lawyer. You mean bad. Anyway, the prosecution calls the witness subpoenaed by this court. No, bad like baby. Oh. Miss Adrian Andrews, the person who discovered the crime in Juan Corrida's room. Yeah, I get it. What is your occupation? I am the manager of the defendant in this case, Mr. Matt Angard. I see. Now then, before we begin, Your Honor, I have one request. Yes, sure, what is it? I'm sure everyone in this room is wondering the same thing, and would love to find out more about my relationship with the victim. After all, it was the topic of a certain weekly magazine recently. No, I have no idea what you mean. I've never even heard of Gossipland. If the judge was ever a prosecution witness, he'd do all my work for me. Anyway, I was wondering if you could tell us about your relationship to the victim. Yes, I was seeing Mr. Corrida. I was also aware of the rivalry that existed between Matt and Juan, but this was a private matter between Juan and myself. So it was a fry and bait matter, or was it bait and fry? Reminds me of fishing. Excuse me, Your Honor, I think you're going way off topic here. But I didn't kill him. No one is accusing you of that. I think there's someone who would beg to differ. I think we all understand your relationship with the victim now, Miss Andrews. Very well, then. Witness, please testify to the court about what happened when you discovered the murder that had taken place. Alright, here we go. It was time for the show to start, so I went to get Matt from his room. After that, I went to Juan's room, and there was his dead body. I was in shock. What I saw was, naturally, the exact scene as in the crime folder. I felt as though I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice. You poured yourself a glass of juice? Yes, sadly, I didn't remember... Sadly, I didn't remember not to touch things at the scene of a crime, and I disturbed the crime scene by moving this one thing. And that is when the fingerprints on the wine glass were made, Your Honor. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Phoenix, she is one cool and collected customer, and she has the brains to match. Yeah, I know. In order to catch a person like her, you have to avoid head-on confrontations. You should disrupt her pacing. Disrupt her pacing? She's the type of woman who is easily thrown off by things inconsistent with her thinking, so you have to attack when she least expect it. The instant you let up on your offense is the instant this trial is over. Understand? Okay, so, I had a little, slightly more health than I thought I did. Oh, they even changed up the layout of the the escape menu. They even added, it looks like, dots to show just which part of the testimony statement you're on. Interesting. Probably, most likely a quality of life thing. One of the quality of life things. And that hold it sounded a little different. Juice? Yes, there was a bottle of tomato juice on the table, so I helped myself. But you didn't drink any of it, did you? Huh? There were no lip marks left on this wine glass to suggest that anyone drank from it. I wasn't feeling terribly great, so I let the glass down without drinking it. Doesn't sound like there's any glaring contradictions to her testimony just now. I warned you earlier that she would not crack so easily. The only way to make her is to keep on the offensive and not let up. The only way you're going to catch her is with some very strong, decisive evidence. I have to find something. I have to. For Maya's sake. Yeah. The hold it just went from a higher pitched hold it to a hold it. And what was Mr. Angard doing at the time? He was taking a nap. Yeah, I just noticed that. He was worn out from his mini performance as the Nickel Samurai during the ceremony. Mr. Angard did say he was taking a nap. Then I guess you could say it could not have been taken out of his room, yes? Excuse me? What are you... Either that or used a different one that was made up. It's based on Phoenix's voice actor in the Apollo Justice trilogy. I'm guessing for continuity's sake. Because how far in the future does the Apollo Justice games, well, the first one, take place, at least? Miles, you're the resident expert on the Ace Attorney series. I'll divert those questions to you. Right, I thought he as a school would have taught you how to construct a sentence. If you can't make a sensible sentence with the subject, then I'll make one for you. Watch. Did you, Miss Andrews, remove Mr. Angard's knife from his room? No. Subject, verb, object. Right. Did you skip basic grammar? The witness may continue. Oh my goodness, as if I needed an English lesson. Well, that apparently the original voice actor was alleged to have sexually harassed or assaulted someone, so it's like a Capcom wanted to scrub it from the game. Ooh. Oh my. And the only way... English is hard. Yeah, you said it. In my hot take on that, the only reason they probably would want to scrub someone would be if there was a strong enough case in that case to warrant it. Anyway. And why did you do that? As a friendly gesture, Juan was to make an appearance with the other heroes. So the show was supposed to be a show of friendship, huh? Is that the only reason? I beg your pardon? What are you implying? You had a certain goal in mind when you started to get close to him, correct? So perhaps you had a more personal matter to discuss with the victim? Sorry, but I didn't have any such intentions in the mind at the time. I can't get her to talk without a strong piece of evidence, I guess. May we continue now? Witness, what do you see when you got to his room? You were in shock? What? Was I not supposed to be? Miss Andrews is a very calculating person. Despite how close they were, I doubt she had romantic feelings for Mr. Kurita. Anyone randomly stumbling upon a dead body would be in shock. And you can't seriously expect that a young beauty like her would not be shocked. Somehow, I don't think beauty has anything to do with being shocked or not. I see. Miss Andrews, I would like to confirm with you one more time. When you discovered the dead body of Juan Kurita, you were in great shock. And that's when you poured yourself the glass of juice, correct? And what of it? My mind really was a complete blank at the time. Your mind was a complete blank. I didn't think that was possible for you. Aren't you rude today? I was so dazed that I made one careless mistake. That one thing. What one thing? Never mind. It's no big deal. What was she starting to say just now? Miss Andrews! I'm convinced that, as you said, you made a mistake at the scene of the crime. What I really want to know is what this mistake was. Actually, so would I. I'm sorry. It's kind of embarrassing. When I set the glass down on the dresser, I accidentally knocked the flower vase over. A flower vase? Are you talking about the one on the floor of the crime photo? This mess of glass shards? I have a funny feeling about that. You don't just casually just act, even in a daze, just that happened? Ugh. I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking this. It was originally on top of the dresser, but when I bumped into it with my elbow, it fell onto the guitar case. Why did you withhold such an important piece of information? I'm sorry. I thought that since the crime scene was already in disarray, that people would simply assume the vase was just another part of the mess. It looks like yet another fact has come to light here. Please, add this and anything else you have to reveal to your testimony. I'm sorry, but I have nothing more to add. I didn't touch anything else. Okay, so now there's a sixth statement there. I was the one who knocked the flower vase over when it fell into the guitar case. Alright, let me just refresh myself here. I feel like the guitar case in this case is the contradiction. Because when you stop to look at the... Where's the crime scene photo? When you stop to look at the crime scene photo, yeah, the vase is on the floor. There's the glass that Andrews put on the cabinet, but the guitar case is wide open. If she hadn't touched anything else, why is the guitar case open? I feel like that itself is the contradiction. But let me try pressing on this one. What kind of flower or vase was it? It was a glass vase, and it was fairly big and heavy. I thought I would try to take Juan's pulse. So I set the glass I was holding out on the dresser, and that's when my elbow accidentally hit the vase. That's odd. I thought she was always in total control of herself. That's what she would like people to think. Always be mindful of the gap between your perception and reality. Doesn't sound like there's any glaring contradictions in her testimony just now. I wonder where... yeah. Naturally, the exact same scene is in the crime photo. I don't think it's the exact same scene. Fell onto the guitar case. I strongly think that it's probably this. Objection! And there's a different objection there! You testified that you knocked the flower vase over. Vase. Okay, chat, how do you say that particular word? Do you say it as vase or vase? Because I feel like I've been doing it as vase this past time, and now I'm just going all over the place. You testified that you knocked the flower vase over, is that correct? Yes. And are you sure it fell onto the guitar case? It's interchangeable, yeah. You say that as V. Is that supposed to be va woof, or is it they? Although I guess if it was they, you would probably include a Y in there. And are you sure it fell onto the guitar case? Long A or short A? Long A? I don't know. Tell me, Mr. Long P. Long A, long man. Is there a problem with what I said? It's not some problem. It's a major problem. Your face is a P. P. It's true that the top of the guitar case was wet with water. Ow! Hey, come on! Why are you taking his side, Wolf?
Dick.
Jesus Christ. It's true that the top of the guitar case was wet with water. However, that's exactly what is so strange. Miss Andrews, you testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case. However, if that was true, the case should have gotten wet on the inside, not the outside. That's very true. Furthermore, there is one other strange thing about this guitar case. What is that? Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. The remains of the vase are scattered on the floor, and what's wrong with that? If the guitar case was open when the vase fell, there would have been shards in it. The glass shards would be inside, not outside the case. Ah! What's your point, Wright? The case was closed at the time the vase was knocked over. Is that all? No! Think back to what Miss Andrews testified to. She said that other than the vase, she didn't touch anything else. This change in voice actor mid-case is gonna drive me nuts. I would have been more than happy accepting the update after I completed the game. At least that way it wouldn't be that jarring. She says that other than the vase, she didn't touch anything else. Yes, that's right. She did implicitly say she didn't touch the guitar case. But this whole matter with the guitar case is a dead end. The bright red guitar was found at the studio. It has no bearing on this case at all. That may very well be. However, the empty guitar case does seem to have no relation to this case, doesn't it? It seems that there's no deeper meaning to the guitar case. Well, Mr. Wright, do you think we need to hear more details about the guitar case? Let me save here. There has to be some more to it than just simply it was left at the studio. The empty guitar case, I believe, is a crucial piece of the puzzle. I can't believe anyone would reach for straws like this, but it is you. Can't believe I'm doing this either. All right, I'll follow along for now. Miss Andrews, please testify to the court about the guitar case. Yes, Your Honor. I don't remember too clearly because I was a bit dazed. I suppose I must have opened the guitar case after I knocked the vase over. It's not a big deal though, right? The case was empty after all. As for why I opened the case, even I don't know. Vase is a British pronunciation, while vase is an American pronunciation. Well, interesting. And that first time chat is a fact tip. Well, thank you for that, Soup. It looks like this really wasn't a very important point. This wastefulness is such a familiar feeling by now that it's almost comforting. Anyway. Whoops. Anyway, I'll just go ahead and start the cross-examination. Using anyway to change the topic. A convenient escape for a weak man. There you go, my country was colonized by British. Yeah, that's right. During your testimony just now, did you remember those events clearly in your mind? Well, you see... Are you sure you are the one who opened the guitar case? She's waiting for someone to tell her if she should answer or not. So your country got raided by Laura Croft. Chips and chicken and all that. Oh. You mean fish and chips and crisps. Sounds like her dependent side is taking over. Well, Miss Andrews? Yes, it was me. I suppose I must have opened the guitar case after I knocked the vase over. And biscuit arts! So you opened the guitar case then? Yes, well, maybe. Why did you open the guitar case? Huh? Mr. Kurita's dead body was right there in front of you, wasn't it? I would think that the first thing you would do is call for help, not open a guitar case. As the witness had said multiple times, when she found the dead body, she was dazed. Maybe I was curious to know if the bright red guitar was alright or not. I thought maybe the criminal took it. Why would she care about the bright red guitar? But getting back on topic. Was it really empty? I was just wondering if maybe when you opened the case, the guitar was still inside. How long have you been a lawyer, Mr. Wright? Have a little professionalism. The bright red guitar was found at the studio. These trials would be over in half the time if you would just pay attention. Yes, pay more attention, Mr. Wright. Sorry. Was that because you were shocked and dazed at discovering the victim's body? Yes, that's probably it. I kind of wonder if maybe if she went in there with the motive in mind to find the suicide note, maybe she thought she would have found it in the case. But that's just my theory. I'm not going to get anywhere if I continue pressing her like this. The only way to make her talk is with evidence. I guess I should give it a try. Come on, Phoenix. We can't afford to let up on her now. I wasn't planning on laying up, but she's at her weakest now, so this is our chance. Yeah, if we had a weapon and to hit her with. I'm sure a weapon is hiding somewhere in the court record waiting to be found. A weapon. Is that supposed to be a hint about the, A weapon. The only weapon that's literally right in the court record is the knife itself. As for why I opened the case even, I don't know. But the question is it the correct piece of evidence? And if so, what statement to use it on? Maybe it's not a literal weapon, it's what could we... Alright, I'll allow a hint on this one, because I'm kind of stumped. And it's mostly on which statement to focus on, and even then, what weapon to use. What quote-unquote weapon to use. Present the case again when she said why I opened it. It is the case again. Oh boy, here we go. Repeat evidence presentment. Here we go. Objection! There's no way you were the one who opened the guitar case. Why would you say that? It's elementary, my dear. Because the only fingerprints on this guitar case are those of the victim. Ah! Right. If she had opened it, then her fingerprints would be on it all then. Ah! What is it, Miss Andrews? You should assume I must have left fingerprints because I touched the case. What do you mean? What if I were to tell you I was wearing gloves at the time? The gloves? But why? Hold on a moment. If she was wearing gloves at the time, then why? Then the glass wouldn't have fingerprints. It was the night of the award ceremony, so of course I dressed up for the occasion. Yes, now I remember. I'm almost sure I was wearing a pair of thin gloves. I see. Well, Mr. Wright... That is strange! You're wearing gloves? Isn't that a little strange? Why is that strange? Do you have something that would prove I was not wearing gloves at the time? Yeah, the glass! Take that! That... I actually preferred the old... I actually preferred the old voice. Take that! I have your proof right here. This wine glass. The wine glass? You left your fingerprints very clearly on this wine glass. Ah! Even if you took your gloves off when you poured yourself this glass of juice, wouldn't you think it was just a little strange that you put your gloves back on just to open the guitar case? Ah! She lost her glasses. Also, what was that frame? Oh boy. Order, order, order! Looks like you hit the nail on the head this time. What do you mean? I believe that guitar case plays a very important role here, but it's just an empty case. I wonder if it really was empty, though. But the guitar, the bright red guitar, was at the studio. Phoenix, drop all your presumptions. What did I say earlier? She might have been looking for the suicide note in the case? What was in the guitar case was not the bright red guitar. You don't mean... It was a bright white guitar. Wait, that's not right either. I admit it would be unnatural for someone to do that. So the witness was not wearing gloves, despite the fact that on the case... Your Honor, this is obviously the defense's usual misdirection tactic at work. Steer the court towards an unrelated topic and lull us all into this misguided... No, Honor, please, recall that Miss Andrews had testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case, which means that the case was closed when the crime scene took place. However, it is wide open in this photo of the crime scene. I'm sure this guitar case has some relation to the murder. If you are so sure, Wright, then I'm sure you can somehow substantiate your outrageous claim, correct? Please, enlighten us as to why the guitar case has anything at all to do with this murder. Can you do that, Mr. Wright? Well, let's suppose for a second that the bright red guitar was not the only thing that could have been in the case. The bright red guitar not being the only thing? You don't mean to suggest that a bright black guitar was inside... Didn't even get his thought out. I thought white, he thought black, it's red, what? So you intend to push your theory that the case was not empty, is that right? I wouldn't say something I didn't intend to prove. Deflate that head of yours, you haven't proven anything yet. No, it was a bright rainbow guitar! Yes. Now then, let's have it. What was inside this case at the time of the murder? Okay, no. The only thing... Initially, I was thinking the suicide note, but the only thing that makes sense in the context of trying to prove what else may have been hidden in the guitar case was the fact that the suicide note was hidden. Is that the correct presumption, or am I falling down a dark hole? Miles, is that at the correct presumption? I feel like this is the only thing, for the fact in lack of the actual suicide note, the suicide report implying that the note was hidden would tell me that that's what was likely inside the guitar case. Has to be. I don't think anything else could do it here. Exactly what I was thinking. It's just that, well, I'll go on my gut. And why would something like that be inside a guitar case, let alone this one? Why, Mr. Wright? Why? Well, I just thought it might have been possible. I have a suggestion. Why don't you put that and in the void where your brain is supposed to be? Yes, sir. Never bring it out again. Damn it! Can't a foolishly foolish fool get some love? God damn it, Phoenix. You think you could prove your theory? Okay, so referencing the suicide note in this report didn't do anything. So the question is, what? Ow! Hey, come on! Let's see the guitar case. Some water, but only on top of the lid bears Corita's fingerprints. And it's empty. What was inside this case at the time of the murder? And let's also look back at the crime scene photo. Well, yeah, that would be moot. Ah! Alright, yeah. Asking for another answer here. Because initially I was thinking it might be something related to the hidden suicide note, but that's clearly not it, so it's got to be something else. What was inside the case at the time of the murder? It's got to be something that relates to the tabloid. It wouldn't be the camera because, well, Old Bag has it. The Nickel Samurai photo? Wait, what? No, it wouldn't be the Nickel Samurai photo. Would it? Is it? Yeah, the Jammin' Ninja Wolf. Yeah, not the Nickel Samurai photo. Are you seriously saying that your answer to my chance light, what if it's the samurai photo, why is it the right answer? Are you, okay, Wolf, my question to you, final answer being, is the answer the Nickel Samurai photo? Yeah, my question is, how and why would that be the correct answer? I guess I'm failing to see why this would be the right answer, if that's the case. That is the answer. Wait, I think Miles may have realized it. I'm still failing to realize what the rationale is behind this. Okay. Is it because the case could contain the Oh my god! Holy shit. This is a photograph. Yes, but what is important is what is in that picture, Your Honor. In this picture? It doesn't take a genius to see what I mean. I think I would have to disagree with you on this because it took a hint light and us thinking about it. What I'm proposing is, inside the guitar case was the Nickel Samurai, the hero's very own costume. Ow! Hey, come on! What? Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Wright, yeah, are you saying that the witness opened the guitar case to take out a costume? What insane point would there be in doing something like that? That insane point would be to wear the costume, of course. That would end up explaining that and why, on the way out, the costume looked off in that one photo for Lotta. Because if the costume was not... Wait, what was the description of this picture? Right after the murder, if the costume was not in the guitar case, then whoever is in this costume would not be able to wear it. They'd be completely exposed. Ugh, good grief. That took some really weird out of the box thinking. Hell, that's not even out of the box. That's not even in the same building as the box. That same point, we need to wear the costume, of course. Exactly. That answer really... They should have done something a little more about that, because I would not have remotely have put together that much. And unfortunately, the fact that there was a week between that relevant point and this one really did not help. Miss Andrews put it on to hide her identity so she could make her escape. After all, you couldn't let anyone see you leave, could you, Miss Andrews? I refuse to accept your theory. Do you have anything to support such a preposterous idea? It's not even on the same planet! Exactly! Just outside the door was an investigative photographer who was starving for a big scoop. Ugh, they for the pets. And in the end, she managed to get this shot, correct? All the pets! Okay, take it easy, Miles. You mean this photo? Order! It looks like we've wandered into quite another mess again, haven't we? Nice job, Phoenix. Well, you know my strategy. Speak first, think later. Thank you for the pets. So the real murderer was hiding inside a costume. Wait 1 second, Your Honor. The Nickel Samurai's costume would have been Mr. Madangard's. Why would something of the defendant be in the victim's room? And inside the guitar case, of all places. True. That is a little baffling. Mr. Wright, the court would like to hear your thoughts. What was the Nickel Samurai's costume doing inside the guitar case? If it was stolen from Angard, then he wouldn't be wearing it. Well, I mean, it would be very, very ridiculous and very cheap if only one costume existed. There had to have been a spare in case, like, one gets damaged or dirty, something. Especially with all the stunt work that goes on. That's the only thing I could think of, is that it's a spare costume. We got plenty of life to work off of, so I would say it was a spare one. Mr. Angard did not take his costume off during the break period. In that case, the costume we are talking about was a spare one. What? Then, are you saying that the night of the murder, there were 2 Nickel Samurai costumes at the Gatewater Hotel? Yes, that's what I'm saying. And how do you explain the costume that was inside the guitar case? That would explain why the guitar was not in the case, if it was found at the studio. It would mean that the victim himself brought his spare to the ceremony on purpose. But why? The victim, Mr. Kurita, was the Jammin' Ninja. Why would he secretly bring the Nickel Samurai spare costume with him? What could be the reason behind such a peculiar act? And therein lies the sticking point. What are you mumbling to yourself about now? Have you just been rambling all this time without any sense of inner monologue? Huh? No, I just... Mr. Wright, please explain yourself. Why do you think this victim had the Nickel Samurai spare costume? Phoenix, are you sure you can explain this one? Think carefully before you answer, and then answer with gusto. I believe in you. All right. This is what I think. I don't think the victim intended to bring the costume with. This was all premeditated. Why else would the guitar case be empty except for the costume, and the guitar was left at the studio? It's because someone took it out and stuffed the costume inside. Alright, this is what I think. The reason the victim brought the spare costume to the hotel was... Oh god, I actually have to present anything. I was hoping for answers to be presented. But what to present to begin that line of thought? I mean, I see where I am already thinking way ahead, and I know that I think I got the answer. Okay, so I know... I have the general line of thought as to how the costume got into the guitar case. It would explain why the guitar was found at the studio. Someone took it out and put the spare costume in it, and maybe Juan Corrida didn't think twice about the guitar case, because the costume probably would have made up for the weight of the guitar. So he would have not have given second thought about, it's the weight of the guitar case. If it was absolutely empty, he would have stopped to think, wait a minute, why does this feel so light? But if the costume and the guitar were relatively the same weight, he wouldn't have given it a second thought. I think I got the answer. I think the one hint, though, is like, is it a profile or is it an evidence? Because I can only think... You're way off track. Okay, overthinking. Damn it. The reason the Nickel Samurai... Evidence, yeah. The only thing that sticks out to me as to victim brought the Nickel Samurai spare costume to the hotel was... The only thing I think of would be the press conference. Because nothing else sticks out to me. Yeah, nothing else sticks out to me. Is it really gonna come down to the press conference ticket? Well, it's not gonna nick me that badly. I still have plenty of chances, so I'll just go with some of my initial thinking on this one. What's this? On the night of the... Oh my gosh, I was right! On the night of the murder after the stage show, the Nickel Samurai was going to hold a special press conference. A press conference? Yes, the Nickel Samurai was supposed to confess something at this conference. I heard about this as well. For once, you're not making something up, right? But what struck me as strange was that Mr. Angard himself said he had no idea he was supposed to be holding a press conference that night. But how can that be? The way I see it, that can mean only one thing. The conference was set up by none other than the victim, Mr. Juan Corrida himself. The victim? Yes. The spare Nickel Samurai costume was prepared for that very conference. Mr. Corrida was going to hold the press conference as the Nickel Samurai. Okay, that threw my thing out the window. He was going to dress up as the Nickel Samurai and hold a conference? But why would the victim do such a thing? That's something I don't quite know yet. However, what I am concerned with right now is what he intended to reveal at the conference. The Nickel Samurai was going to confess something? And by confess, I'd wager he was going to reveal something about himself? Which means that Juan Corrida, posing as the Nickel Samurai... Yeah, don't forget the two of them had bad blood. Juan was going to try and ruin Matt. Was going to speak about Matt Angard. Yes, I guess it would mean... But if that's the case, that's not a confession, that's public disclosure! Miss Andrews? I can see why you are pros at what you do. Pardon me? Yes, just as you say, the press conference was set up by Juan. Miss Andrews, please offer us an explanation for this. I was the one he asked to help set it up. And the person who prepared the costume for him, that was also me. You? Juan had bet everything on this Juan had bet everything on the Jammin' Ninja this year. And if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure Matt was going down with him. That's what he thought anyway. He was going to ruin him, huh? It looked like somehow Juan had his hands on a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed. What? And do you know what this secret of Mr. Angard's is, Miss Andrews? Oh boy. I don't think the secret is something that we happen to have in a court record. This seems more like a, yeah. That's more to Juan's. And there's nothing that really sticks out at this moment that would imply that Mr. Angard it has a secret. That's something only Juan knew. I don't know what it is. I see. I've probably been coming off quite suspicious to everyone, but that's to be expected. I've been trying to protect Matt, after all. Protect Mr. Angard? And yet again, another strange bit of truth comes to light, it seems. Miss Andrews, if you could, please tell us the truth about your behavior.
Yes, Your Honor. I understand. From the moment I saw the crime scene, I had a feeling that Matt was the murderer. Matt had to kill Juan no matter what, and he didn't have an alibi for what he was doing at the time of the murder. My thoughts were confirmed by the evidence, of course, the button and the knife. But I'm Matt's manager, so I felt that I had to protect him.
This does account for everything.
Well, I am the logical type. We're finally seeing her true self. She's more nervous than a scared rabbit.
If the defense can find no faults with this testimony, I'm ready to make a ruling. Please keep that in mind as you cross-examine Mr. Wright.
Looks like somehow everything has swung the opposite end of the scale again. That just means I have to put my weight into this and turn her logic upside down.
Alright, save here. Alright, time to press. Would you say that was your intuition speaking to you?
Don't confuse my methods for reasoning with your own.
Ugh!
If you want to prove that someone did something, you need 3 things.
3 things?
A motive, an opportunity to commit the crime, and finally, decisive evidence. And if you think these 3 things through, the answer becomes quite clear. You should have already known that, Phoenix.
They didn't teach that to us in school, at least not from what I remember. Oh, brother.
May I continue now?
So, would you say this need came from the press conference?
Yes. Do you know why Juan chose that event and that hotel for the conference? Because that was when he could cause the most damage to the public's beloved Matt on guard.
And you knew of this plan, didn't you, Miss Andrews?
Yes, because I was the one who set up the conference and prepared the costume.
But I'm sure Mr. On Guard himself didn't know anything about the press conference.
Oh, really? Can you show me any proof that he didn't know about the press conference?
Anyway, the important thing here is that this information was not in your testimony. Yes, I agree. Miss Andrews, please correct your testimony, if you please.
Grasping at straws now, are we, Mr. Wright? I know what his motive was, but I didn't have proof.
Okay, so note this one. But didn't you already testify earlier that Mr. On Guard was taking a nap in his room? Are you telling me now that too was a lie so you could cover for Mr. On Guard?
I'm not telling you anything of the sort. When I went to get him for the show, he honestly was sleeping. However, as to whether he was sleeping the entire time, that I cannot say. I was too busy setting up the stage at the time.
I keep trying, but I can't find no flaws with what Miss Andrews has said. I can't say the same for some people in this courtroom, however. The judge is glaring straight at Mia. He's glaring at you, smart guy. You can hardly call the knife decisive evidence. The fingerprints on the knife could very well be a clever camouflage.
Then, what about the button? The button? It's clear from the crime scene that the victim and his murderer fought, and during the flight, the killer ripped the button from the Jammin' Ninja's costume.
You're talking about this button, correct?
That button was found in the pleats of Matt's hakama, isn't that correct? I would think that it makes very decisive evidence.
Ugh! Looks like you were outfoxed again, Mr. Wright. Anyway, the knife doesn't prove a thing. Please fix your testimony.
I can't stand the sight of a man who can't gracefully accept his defeat. Thank goodness Mia could still look at me. With an icy stare, yes.
But what you really did was stab the guy in the back, didn't you? And at the worst possible time. Who's to say she really stabbed the guy in the back, as you put it? This witness could have disclosed things about Mr. Angard at any time. Why then would she wait until there was a large audience before doing so? It's the same reason why Mr. Kurita planned such an elaborate conference. Miss Andrews wanted to cause Mr. Angard as much damage as she possibly could. This witness bears ill will towards the defendants. This isn't the Phoenix Wright Wax Philosophical Power Hour, and please stop slandering the witness. As I expected, Miss Andrews' testimony seems pretty solid. Really? Because to me, it sounded a little wishy-washy. Wishy-washy? Well, I guess we'll see if I press a little more. You should know this by now, but you'll need strong, decisive evidence to make her talk. Got it, Chief. I'm gonna pin you down this time, Miss Andrews. So we got ourselves 2 statements. There's this one. I know what his motive was, but I don't have any way to prove I'm right. And this refers to Matt being the murder. I know what his motive was, but I don't have any way to prove I'm right. And likewise, looking at the evidence, there doesn't seem to be anything that sticks out about it. So I feel like that statement is a trap. That button was torn off Juan during his fight with Matt. But if it... This one, I think, is the actual statement to try and pick apart with evidence. Because if the button was torn off of Juan during his fight with Matt, then the button would not have blood on it. At least that's my rationale about it. I feel like it's gonna come down onto the button. The other one, yeah, this one, I feel like it is a misdirected statement to make me waste time and energy on. I know what his motive is, but I don't have any way to prove I'm right. Alright, hey chat, I'll have you chime in on this one. This will be the last one. Ah! So, do I have anything to present on this statement? Present Juan's autopsy report when she said the button was torn off. What's on the... Then stabbed with a knife. Ah. Objection! This is the victim's autopsy report. It clearly states that the cause of death was strangulation by a scarf. Strangulation? The knife stab to the victim was done after the victim had already died. What does that mean? Let's examine the evidence. This button has the victim's blood on it, which would mean that it was ripped off the costume when? After the knife was stabbed into the victim. Exactly, which means it's impossible that this button was torn off during the victim's final struggle, because the victim was strangled to death in that fight. That's right, Miss Andrews. There is no way this button was ripped off during the struggle. This button was consciously pulled off the victim's already dead body. Order, order! What is the meaning? What is the meaning of this, Wright? Oh god, he just intercepted the judge. So what if the button was torn off the body after the victim had already died? What does that change? Let me ask you one simple question, Mr. Edgeworth. Why was the button torn off? What purpose did that serve? What purpose? We now know this button was not torn off during the fight, so the murderer took the time and effort to purposely rip this from the victim's body. That would mean that the murderer had something in mind, wouldn't it? Mr. Wright, does this mean you know that the murderer wanted to do with the button? What was it? Well, the answer seems very obvious. I can continue shiny hunting while you do the rest on your own. Good way to keep me from backseat gaming. Okay. Don't be too far in case I want to hear your reaction. If it was to destroy evidence, the button would exist. And to have a memento of the crime, the button would not even be there. So it was to pin the crime. There is only one logical reason for doing something like that. It was to pin the crime on Mr. On Guard. There is no way anyone would put a bloodied button on in their own pants. That's right. Mr. On Guard was set up by the real killer, of course. And the real murderer is, well, Mr. Wright, who in the world is the real killer then? Finally, I believe I managed to bring this trial all the way up to this point. Phoenix, you can't let your guard down yet, not until the very end. The real killer, the person who planned to frame Mr. On Guard is... There's only two people that come to mind. It was either Adrian Andrews herself. Yeah, it has to be. The only one that's... The real killer, the person who planned to frame Mr. On Guard is... Yeah, I'm not gonna go way out of the box this time. It only has... Yeah, none of the rest sticks out. Miss Adrian Andrews, I choose you. You are Mr. Kurita's killer. What? Her glass is shattered, so that's what happened earlier. And then she somehow had a spare? Order, order, order! Mr. Wright, this is a very grave matter. Do you have any evidence that supports your charge? Any evidence? All of the evidence points to Miss Andrews. How preposterous. You can't stick any of that on me. I can't, can I? Would you care to test me? Then, what about this knife? The knife was used to stab the victim after he had already been strangled to death. It was used to throw suspicion onto Mr. On Guard, naturally. A knife covered in the defendant's fingerprints could only be taken from his room. And the only one who had dinner with him and knew which knife to take was you. How many spares does she have? Then, what about the button that was found in Matt's Hakama? This button was removed from the victim's body after he had already died. The only people who could have done so were the person who found his body or the killer. However, if Mr. On Guard was the real killer, there is no way he would have put such incriminating evidence in his own Hakama. Ah! Oh my goodness. I hope those glasses aren't an expensive pair. She's probably pushing $1,000 in spares already. The only person who could have put this button to Mr. On Guard's Hakama is the person who went to wake him from his nap, which is you, yet again, Miss Andrews. I see. What about the empty guitar case? That is also another piece of evidence that incriminates Miss Andrews. The costume was used to hide the real killer's identity as they fled the scene of the crime. Now, who could have known that there was just a costume inside the guitar case? It could only have been the person who prepared the costume for the victim. And that person is you, Miss Adrian Andrews. No, But Miss Andrews' fingerprints were nowhere to be found on the guitar case, and it was you who proved that she was not wearing gloves at the time. That's right. That's because she did not intend on leaving any prints. If anyone had found out that she had touched the case, they would have asked her why. So to avoid leaving any prints, she used a towel or something else to open it. I thought this looked like she had dozens of pairs of glasses, maybe. Yeah. But why would you need dozens of pairs of glasses? Unless they're the cheapo brand, that's... that says a lot about your care of your eyewear. But the glass of tomato juice is a different story. Miss Andrews purposefully left her fingerprints on the glass to show that, yes, indeed, she was the classic dazed discoverer of the dead body. Ah! Another pair down! Good thing I'm not having to take shots whenever glasses break, because holy crap. And to top it all off, there is this photo. A photo of the killer as they exited the scene of the crime. No reasonable person on Earth can believe this No reasonable person on Earth can believe this nickel samurai is Mr. Ungard. He would be much too short if in his own costume if it was him. Speaking of how tall people are, Miss Andrews, you're also kind of short in stature, are you not? Please stop. Well, how about it, Miss Andrews? I've got her this time. Miss Andrews? I refuse to testify. What was that? There's a law. It says I can't be forced to testify about something if it can incriminate me. Probably this universe's equivalent of the Fifth Amendment in the United States. It means invoke your right to not testify about self-incrimination. Well, yes, you are absolutely correct, Miss Andrews. The law does provide us with a way to avoid self-incrimination, by allowing a witness to not testify if the testimony can cause damage to themselves. What?! Pleading the Fifth is not something most people would think to do on this spot! Actually, thinking back yesterday in Matt Ungard's room... Adrian Andrews. Yes? Think hard about that we just discussed. Understood? All right. That's it. That's when Francisca planted this idea into her head. She must have told Miss Andrews not to testify if things looked bad. You did a good job proving everything up to this point, Phoenix. But there's still one thing you haven't done. Something I haven't done? What's wrong, Wright? Are you finished already? Run out of evidence? What is so humorous, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm sure you realize this as well, Your Honor. But everything the good lawyer here has proven up to this point is meaningless. What? Everything you have proven is circumstantial. Circumstantial? Yes, circumstantial. You have yet to provide a single piece of definitive proof. Proof that Miss Andrews did in fact harbor a wish to murder Mr. Kurita. Miss Andrews, did you want to kill Mr. Kurita? I believe this may lead to me incriminating myself, so I will abstain from answering. But, Miss Andrews, if you do that, it would be the same as admitting your guilt, don't you think? Maybe so, or maybe not. There's nothing to prove it either way. Besides, you don't even know what crime I would be guilty of due to my silence. No! She's taking that defiant attitude again! Mia, what should we do? Somehow, we've landed in the worst possible situation. I think we have reached a certain conclusion at this point in time. Miss Andrews has refused to testify, and the defense theory that she is the actual murderer has not been fully substantiated with solid definitive proof. The only thing I could think of would be that the suicide report or Celeste herself, but then that ends up going back on the promise I apparently made to Miss Andrews to not bring up her nature. But if I end up protecting her, and it's curtains for Maya. But that's not true. In this situation, there is only one thing this court can do, and that is to declare a recess. Recess? I request that both the prosecution and the defense look further into this matter, and at tomorrow's trial... Tomorrow? We don't have a tomorrow. If we don't get a not guilty verdict today, then... Please wait, Your Honor. That's not necessary. The trial. Please continue the trial. What are you sweating for? Your client is getting one more day to live, isn't she? Isn't he? That's not it. That isn't about that. Edgeworth, I know you know who the real killer is. Please, let the trial continue. If I don't get the verdict, then Maya... Huh? But it's impossible to continue as long as the witness refuses to testify. Now then, this court is... It is not impossible for this trial to continue. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you... It's true, Miss Andrews holds the right against self-incrimination. However, if the topic of conversation were something unrelated to whatever she may be guilty of, then she has no right to withhold testimony. Yes, that's very true, but Actually, there is one little thing I'm curious about. Miss Andrews. When you found the victim's dead body, you poured yourself a glass of juice. Yes, and? I can't help but think of how unnatural that is. Usually when one finds a body, they are shaken up, not stirring a glass of juice. So my actions were unusual, but I've already... Before you speak, I want to state that if you have a reason behind your actions, I would like you to testify to that effect. Testify? Your Honor, I would like to request that the witness testify again as to what happened when she first discovered the victim's body. Whatever we find out in this testimony should in no way implicate the witness. I don't know what this is about Edwards today, but I can't get a good read off him. Is he friend or foe? I just don't know. The court acknowledges the prosecution's request. Miss Andrews, if you please. What a time to run out of chances. That glass of juice. I didn't really pour it for myself. I was surprised when I walked into the room and saw it in that messy state. And Juan, he was sitting slumped over and tired looking in the corner. When I saw him sitting like that, the thought that he was dead didn't cross my mind. To be honest, I thought he had just fainted or something. I went to pour him some juice. When I realized that he was dead, that's when I knocked the flower vase over. You got this, boo! So you poured the glass of juice for the victim. Why didn't you say so in your earlier testimony? I didn't think I needed to include something so trivial. Thank you for the pets. Phoenix, please be careful here. If you can't find anything wrong with this testimony, then there's nothing left. I know. Edgeworth, what the heck is going on in that brain of yours? Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Oh boy. But there wasn't anyone else in that room, right? Of course not. Then, who did you pour it for? Mr. Wright, there is a rhyme and reason for everything. Can you wait just a little longer for it to be revealed to you? In other words, Wright, be quiet and listen. Precisely. I could have said it better myself. Ugh. Ugh. Ah, crap. End up getting splashed back on my nose. Saw the room in that messy state. Heart of the lawyer brain. Oh, shush. So it was a mess? Are you sure it wasn't messy because of your fight with Mr. Kurita? I understand your frustrations of not being able to prove your theory. However, before you go accusing people of crimes, go find yourself some evidence. Ugh. And then what did you see next, witness? Slumped over? Yes, he was just sitting there with his head tilted forward, eyes closed. He really looked like he was sleeping. Is that just me, or did that... Is it just me, or did that right there sound a little odd? Hold on, what? Slumped over. Head tilted forward, eyes closed. He really looked like he was just... He really looked like he was sleeping. Is it just me, or did that sound there odd? So something about that one statement. Then what did cross your mind? I thought maybe he had smashed everything up in anger because he lost the Grand Prix, and then felt tired after his rampage, so he decided to take a nap. Anyways, that's what I thought. I see, so you didn't think he was dead at all. You thought he fainted? I thought he was asleep at first. But then, the room was in such a messy state, I thought maybe he had gotten into a fight with someone. And that's when you went to pour the glass of juice. Yes, he always had a hard time waking up. So Juan always had a glass of tomato juice to drink. I see. After that, what happened next? And how did you come to realize that he was, in fact, dead? Shook him over and over, but I never got a response. So I set the glass down on the dresser and tried to take his pulse. I was shocked and staggered backward and knocked the flower vase over, so that's what happened. Yes. This is what it all comes down to, huh? This is the absolute end for both sides, and Adrian is laying her guard down. Phoenix, now is the chance is yet to kill the prosecution's case. Isn't that a bit harsh, Miss Andrews? Will you tell us the truth this time? Slumped over and tired looking in the corner. But, hold on. Okay, let me just look. So we got Kurita's room. And the crime photo. That is pretty far from the corner, if you ask me. I feel like the picture of the crime scene itself would be the contradiction on this one. That's your reasoning, the corner? You make it sound like that's the weakest limp dick reasoning I have for that. Is that right? Well, let's just press on this again. Something is off about this one statement. Sitting there with his eyes tilted, head tilted forward, eyes closed. Which really looked like he was sleeping. Is it just me, or did that right there sound a little off? Because it is the weakest lip tick of reasoning that Edgeworth would call you out on. Damn it. There's more to that theory than just the corner. Look again. Okay, far from the corner, as well as if he was actually dead, would you have noticed the knife sticking out of the chest? You're sleeping, and yet you're missing the very, very shiny knife. I'm gonna try. Objection! Damn it, that's not it. Didn't cross my mind that he was dead. But I feel like the crime photo is the piece that would contradict the statement. The question is, which statement would it contradict? Unless there's something I missed. Well, I can't give a direct answer now, so... Thought that he was dead. Didn't cross my mind. Smashed everything up in anger because he lost the Grand Prix. Oh, great. Now I have something else coming to mind, but I don't think I have the evidence to kind of prove that. If it was... If everything was smashed up, then the vase would have already been broken. Ah! Thought that he was dead didn't cross my mind. And yet I somehow keep getting hung up on this one statement that was off. Thought he wasn't... You don't have evidence related to that photo you tried? Ugh. I feel like it The only thing that sticks out is the knife, because nothing else ties to the vase outside of the photo. When you mean you don't you have evidences that related to the photo you tried? If you mean supplementary evidence, or you mean other statements about the photo, statements to try the photo on. The fact that he says that that statement sounds odd, I feel like that's the statement to present an evidence on. Unless Mia's statements kill the prosecution's case, is that supposed to be the hint as to what to present? Is that a bit harsh? Well, I'm not going to be able to get anywhere just by fumbling around about this. I know. Objection! That's not it. The only thing I can think of, slumped over and tired looking in the corner, will explain this. Objection! No. Okay, so that wasn't it. Nothing to... Objection! It's not it. But what? Again, the thing that sticks out to me is that Phoenix says this one statement sounded odd. What about the autopsy?
Objection!
That's not it either. Damn it! I'm fresh out of ideas here. Want the answer? Ugh. I'm out of chances here. And I've already presented the knife on this statement, and I know that's the wrong answer. What the hell else stands out? And again, the press is like something about... Oh, it was this one. Yes, he was just sitting there with his head tilted forward, eyes closed. It looked like he was sleeping. Is it just me, or did that right there sound a little odd? This was the... Yeah, this was the statement I ended up using the photo on. Ugh, there. So you honestly didn't think he was dead when you found him? No, not at all. Even though this was what you saw when you discovered the body? Ah! What is the meaning of this? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? There's a knife sticking straight out of Mr. Kurita's chest. Anyone who saw this scene would have immediately thought that here was a dead man. That's... well, you see... I doubt a single person in the world would mistake this for someone who fainted, and then so nonchalantly go pour something to drink. Your point is, Miss Andrews, your testimony just now, it was all one giant lie! Ah! And your lie has proven one thing very clearly, that you are the real killer! No! It looks like the defense has somehow brought the ugly truth to light. The defendant, Mr. Matt on guard, is not guilty after all. But that's impossible! You're wrong! Miss Andrews, try to have some composure. It wasn't me. It wasn't me, I tell you. It was Matt, I swear it! He's the one who killed Juan. But you are the one who refused to testify, and your reason for not doing so was that you might end up incriminating yourself. That's because... Miss Andrews, I will give you one last chance. What exactly are you hiding that may incriminate you? I refuse to testify. Then there is no need for this court to continue any further. Mr. Matt on guard's innocence has clearly been demonstrated. Is it over? Have we found the truth at last? What's wrong, Phoenix? Usually the real killer confesses his or her guilt. And now that I think about it, this is the first time someone hasn't. Now then, I would like to hand down my verdict for Mr. Matt on guard. Your Honor, the prosecution feels that this would be premature to pass down a verdict at this time. What? The reason is quite simple. This witness has yet to speak the absolute real truth. The absolute real truth? What are you... Witness, don't you understand yet? Huh? I don't know who planted this silly idea in your head, but as long as you protect yourself through your silence, Manangard will go free, and in his place, you will become the guilty party. That's a lie! I don't believe you! What? I was told if I spoke, Then it would be all over and Matt would never be declared guilty. What in the world is she talking about? Has she lost it? I can't speak about it. I'm too scared. It's Franziska von Karma. Huh? Don't you remember, Phoenix? Miss Andrews lives by gripping tightly onto the words of another. Because she doesn't have the strength to believe in herself. Then right now, Miss Andrews is... Yesterday, she was tossed a lifesaver by Miss von Karma. Don't say a word, no matter what happens. If you do, Matt Ungard will be acquitted. Miss Andrews undyingly believes in those words right now, and it's clinging on to them. Then what should we do? This is the first time I've ever come across anything like this. But Miss Andrews has to be the killer, right? All we have to do is get her not guilty. That is my only priority. It wasn't me. I'm begging you, please. Believe me, I didn't kill Juan. Help. Please. Someone help me. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? The court can't continue like this. Therefore, I'd like to hear what you intend to do. Oh, fuck my life. What I intend to do? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say? Right, I suggest you think very carefully about this. Think about what this witness did and what she did not do. And think about who is the real mastermind behind this crime. Who's the real mastermind? Isn't that obvious? There's no one else it could be except the one crying over there. Right? Come now, what will you do? What kind of man are you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? God damn it. Is this what will end up giving me the bad end or not? Because I have heard about that one. You're not even there yet? What? Jesus Christ. But if I just simply request a not guilty verdict for Matt, that doesn't automatically confer guilt onto Andrews, does it? And that way, at least Maya would be safe, but then what would happen to her? And if I force Miss Andrews to testify, what penalty would that happen to me then? Pleading just for the verdict is no different than the prosecutor. I have to win a complete acquittal today. There's no way around that. But I can't bring myself to do it like this. Not when she's making a face like that. Miss Andrews, I would like to know what you are really hiding. Mr. Wright, are you sure you know what you're doing? Sure, Mr. Ungard would get an acquittal, but in his place, you would be found guilty. Is this how you really want this trial to end? Be quiet. How dare you? You're trying to trick me. That's enough. I commend you for trying, Mr. Edgeworth. However, it's clear that the defense's theory is the truth. You're wrong. What a shame. I had hoped things wouldn't come to this, however... What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Miss Andrews, since you absolutely refuse to testify, it falls on my shoulders to disclose this to the court. Stop! Mr. Edgeworth! This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness. What? And because of this illness, she has tried to commit suicide in the past. Oh god, it's not even me that's putting it out. Stop! Please stop! No matter how much you want to hide it, it's no use. I have evidence right here. Ah! That's the second part of the suicide report. The attempted suicide report. What will you do now, witness? You know what I'm about to do, don't you? I will now reveal to the court the true nature of the pitiful woman known as Adrian Andrews. The secret of her dependent nature. Having other people know about it scares her more than anything else in the world. Please, please stop! I beg you! If people find out, I'll... If you're going to say you would choose death, that is of no concern to me. Edgeworth, how can you be so cold? However, before you die, I will pull the truth from your still breathing lips, no matter what I have to do. So will you tell the court yourself, or shall I? Either is fine with me.
I'll talk, but please, help me. Nothing matters anymore.
Jesus.
When I first saw him, I really thought he had fainted. Honest. When I realized he was dead, that was when I formulated my plan. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a dash back to Matt's room. And then, I stabbed Juan's dead body with the knife, and ripped off the button. Just when I finished and I was returning to Matt's room, I had a bit of an inconvenience. And that's why I ended up using the nickel samurai costume.
Stabbed the body with the knife? But why would you do that?
Isn't it obvious? To pin the blame on a certain person. A certain cowardly man.
What do you mean by all this? It might take this court a little while to understand, but this is the truth.
The real killer is Matt, that scumbag of a man. I'll never forgive him. He's trying to escape his guilt again, just like last time.
Last time? So, Miss Andrews stabbed the victim Juan Corrida in the chest with a knife. However, she didn't do it with murder in mind. She did it with the intent of framing Matt Angard for the murder. And this is her crime.
What? How is this possible? I mean, wasn't Miss Andrews supposed to be the real murderer?
Mr. Wright, please get over your shock and commence the cross-examination. Jesus Christ. Oh boy, this is really turning into something.
When I realized he was...
yeah. But you could tell from the state of the room was in that there must have been a fight. Are you telling the truth when you say you did not know he was dead?
He had a scarf tied around his neck. But that scarf is a part of the Jammin' Ninja's costume, so I didn't think anything about it was strange. His head was also tilted down a bit, so I couldn't see his face that well. That's why I thought I'd wake him up and went to pour the juice.
What is this plan you had?
I knew right away the murder was Matt. I knew because Juan, he was going to expose Matt's weakest weak point to the world. So Matt did this to stop Juan and silence him for good. That's when I thought I should forge some evidence and pin this crime on Matt.
So forged pieces of evidence were the knife and the button.
The first thing that came to mind was to plant the knife.
That was so you can get the knife, correct?
The knife Matt used at dinner had his fingerprints all over it. I thought if I used that, then the police would certainly turn their eyes towards him. Matt was napping with his costume on at the time. I slipped in, took the knife, and returned to the crime scene. Then I stabbed Juan's dead body with a knife and ripped off the button.
So you were the one who stabbed the victim with that knife?
It gives me goosebumps to think about it now. What a horrible thing I did. But at the time, I couldn't control my own body. It moved on its own. Then when I stabbed Juan's dead body, I suddenly realized something. If I used the button somehow, I could make Matt look even more suspect.
So you thought to rip off one of the buttons and then plant it in Mr. Angard's hakama?
Yes, that's what I planned to do. But things never go that smoothly, do they? Just when I finished and was returning to Matt's room, I had a bit of an inconvenience.
An inconvenience?
There was a woman with the camera at the ready, loitering in the hallway.
I'm willing to bet my spikes it was Lada.
There was also a woman with a ray gun at the ready, pacing back and forth.
Ugh, that's Miss Oldbag for you.
I'd already been caught and made it into a big scoop for a certain weekly tabloid once, so I couldn't very well go out looking like myself and get caught again.
And that's why I ended up using the nickel samurai costume. You were the one who prepared that costume, weren't you?
Yes, I took it from Global Studios. I also put it into Juan's guitar case the day before the awards ceremony.
You did this in preparation for the press conference, correct? Ra-da-da-da-da-da.
Yes, Juan wanted to wear that costume and hold a press conference in it. He was going to disclose Matt's big secret there.
And what's this secret?
That I don't know. Anyway, I thought that if I were to leave Juan's room in the nickel samurai costume, then people would think that Matt was the real murderer. I was very careful not to leave any fingerprints when I opened the guitar case. I absolutely did not want anyone to know about the costume.
I think we've heard enough. Yeah, it was just press, and nothing. So, after that, you went back to Mr. Ungard's room and planted the button.
Into Matsukama? Yes. After that, I folded up the costume I was wearing and put it into a bag. Then I snuck it out of the hotel and got rid of it.
My word! What does all this mean?
Mr. Edgeworth, is it? The real criminal is Matt Ungard. Yesterday, that woman prosecutor sat me down for a talk.
Francisca, huh? It was a full-blown confession and testimony. Yeah.
She said that I should, under no circumstances, confess to what I'd done. That if I just kept quiet, then Matt would be found guilty for sure. I had no choice but to believe in her words.
What this witness has done is clearly unlawful. However, as long as her testimony stands, we can be certain she's not the real killer. Wait, Your Honor. The defense still... Right. It's pointless. At this point in time, it is not possible to indict Miss Andrews on anything. Yes, exactly. There isn't a single piece of evidence that points to her as the murderer. The cross-examination of this witness is over, and so is today's trial. You couldn't establish that the witness was the culprit. Please let it go, Mr. Wright. But... Mr. Edgeworth, please place Miss Andrews under arrest for further questioning. Understood, Your Honor. The prosecution will arrange for her detention immediately. That is all. Court is adjourned for today. Today's trial. It's over. And I didn't win an acquittal. Witness, would you mind if I ask you something? Edgeworth?
What is it?
Before you leave court today, I wondered if I may look at one thing. The card in your hand. It had my interest for quite some time now.
What exactly
is it?
Oh, this? Mr. Wright also asked about this. Although I didn't remember about at the time you asked me about it, Mr. Wright. I remembered just now. I found this in the room that day.
The room? That day?
Yes. I found this card when I discovered Juan's body. It was lying there right next to him.
You found that card? Next to the victim's body?
I suppose I must have unconsciously slipped it into my pocket. But it's not as if this card has any relevance to Juan's murder, right?
Yeah, I guess not, but it's still a strange card if you ask me. But as far as a clue to this case, I don't see why. Witness! That card! Give it to me! Hurry! Edgeworth? Do you have any idea what you have stupidly yet inadvertently done? This... I can't believe you hide this from me all this time!
I didn't mean to. What is this all about?
I've never seen Edgeworth so emotional before. That card. What in the world is it, and what does it mean? Oh, boy.
Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya!
There, Pearls.
I can't take it anymore.
Look, it'll be alright. Everything may still work out. The condition was that we had to get a not guilty verdict, and so far, the kidnapper has kept his word and hasn't hurt Maya. And he won't because Mr. Ungard hasn't been given a guilty sentence yet. Cheer up. We don't have time to stand around crying. We have to get going.
You're right. Mystic Maya is much more pain than I am.
Yes, that's right, so... Hey, you guys, glad I caught you, pal. Dick!
Mr. Scruffy Detective!
Oh boy, looks like Detective Gumshoe has been dubbed Mr. Scruffy Detective in Pearls' book now. It's just plain old Mr. Dick Gumshoe now, and I came to talk to you, pal. Oh, shit. Well, we're just kind of busy right now. So, what are you gonna do from now on? What do you mean, pal? Well, you've been fired, right? So, do you have a new job lined up yet? Oh, that! What am I supposed to do, pal? I don't have anything coming in until my next payday. What are you talking about? You don't have another payday. I guess that means I'm just gonna have to work here at your place, pal. Say what? You'll be searching for things that will prove Mr. Engarde's innocence all day, right? Well, yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna help you, pal. I've got lots of experience investigating and watching over people's places. I'm great at making really simple meals, pal. I'll take care of it. Not at all. Come on, Mr. Nick. Let Mr. Scruffy Detective take care of things. You're now the proud owner of a dick! Okay. By the way, what's your best dish? Instant noodles, pal. Why am I surrounded by people who only eat cheap, unhealthy foods? That was the first time I ever seen Mr. Edgeworth act like that. Never thought he'd say something like he didn't care if Miss Andrews killed herself. He said that? That's horrible! But because of him doing that, we got the truth finally. The truth. Miss Andrews' last testimony. I wonder if that was the truth. I'll give you that there was nothing strange in her testimony itself, but I still think that there's something fundamentally wrong with the whole thing. You mean about that thing, pal? Why would she want to... No, I mean almost need to frame Mr. Engarde. I couldn't figure that out from anything she said all day. Then you're saying that testimony was a lie? Not a lie, per se. It just feels like there's more here than meets the eye. Or that's what Edgeworth would like us to believe. That's such a dirty trick! Even that woman prosecutor was better than that. Franziska von Karma. Speaking of Miss von Karma, do you have any more information on her condition? Wasn't she shot this morning? Miss von Karma was shot today on the way to the trial by Pistol Pal. But she's going to be fine, right? I mean, Edgeworth said she was in stable condition, but... Well, she was shot in the shoulder, so she's okay. It's still hanging in there. I wonder if she was shot in the same shoulder as her dad. It should be done taking the bullet out, so she's probably resting at the hospital. Which one? What? Are you going to visit her, pal? No, well, I was kind of thinking about it. Hey, you've actually got a heart, don't you? She looked like she was being tortured to death not being able to go to the trial today, so maybe a good if you let her whip you for a bit, pal. I'm not going there to get ass whipped by a dominatrix. I wanted to go there to check on her and get more information as to how this happened. Let's go let her whip us, Mr. Nick. Pearl, you're not helping! No! No! No, I'm definitely not going. Thanks a lot! Let's see, the name of the hospital. Oh, yeah, oh my god, not that one! That creepy pretend director better be... If that creepy pretend director is is still there, I would be surprised. No, oh, not whip the child! That name sends a chill down my spine. Well, I guess it can't hurt to stop by and say hi. Stud, you are gonna make me choke on my water for fuck's sake. Alright. Well, from the top. From what the guard told me, it sounds like along with Mr. Engarde, Miss Andrews is also being detained here. And we should talk with them since we're here. Yeah, both of them are still in questioning. And we don't have time to waste. Yeah, visiting hours are almost over. Wow, everybody looks really busy with something or another. They're probably strengthening the evidence for tomorrow's trial. Hey, hurry up with that, will ya? Pass the victims list around. You gotta be kidding, there's over 100 people here. Mr. Nick, is Mr. Engarde really that big and bad of a criminal? Actually, Pearls, never mind. It sounds like they're working on a different case. Never thought I'd ever come back to this place.
Yes, are you here to visit a patient?
Hi. Wait a second, you're...
Yes, I'm Director Hottie.
Why are you still here?
Yes, what is it? Can I help you? You can tell me. Yes?
Director Hottie! Director Hottie! Edgeworth.
Yes, I'm Director Hottie. Hottie. Oh, you're the man for this morning. Yes, what is it, huh?
Director, Franziska. How is Franziska von Karma?
You don't need to worry. Yes, she's in good hands. Because you see, I'm personally taking good care of her. Yes, he.
Oh, ew! Jesus, this fucking gremlin, indeed. Oh, jeez, I don't know who to feel. Jesus Christ, I feel sorry for Franziska in this case.
Yes, and that surgery, it went well.
You have my gratitude. It looks like Edgeworth doesn't know about this director and his secret.
She looks so pitiful, absolutely terrified. Yes, but I understand. Yes, her opponent was a gun after all. And when I stuck up at her a real secret, like, she would scream real loud.
Yes. How are you not dead? Or at the very least, how is it you're only missing 3 teeth at this point? I see.
Ah, but she's really cute too. When I do that, she'd whip me with her whip. Boy, did I cry like a baby. Yes, but I think I could get used to it.
Shut the fuck up, you little pervert! Okay, that was needed, especially. Thank you. I can't believe I'm saying that. Go back to your room.
You're so mean. So mean, my frisky friska. But that's good to... Okay, yes, it's time for my IV drops. Yes.
And what are those tulips doing in your hands, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Ugh, I knew I shouldn't have come here. I have a shot in front of the courthouse in my right shoulder. Oh, fuck. I called it! She got shot in the same shoulder as her father. The only difference is this time she's not carrying a bullet in her shoulder. But it's no big deal. This sort of thing happens all the time. And she just nonchalantly shrugs it off. You want a cookie for that? Yes, I do! Like father, like daughter. She just shrugs it off. I guess it's the idea of her being a dominatrix is not that far-fetched. I even had full intentions of running the trial this morning.
But that would have been too much for you.
There's no need to act tough in front of us, you know. Regardless, I was dragged here by that man over there. He was so unyielding, one had to wonder if he was simply interested in stealing my case. It was the only logical course of action, given the bullet was still lodged in your shoulder. But by taking over the case, I found myself having to clean up after you after that irresponsible deal you made. Did I say that? Yeah. I think I know what deal he's referring to. Miss Von Karma, you made a deal with Miss Andrews yesterday, didn't you? I don't know if that you mean. In order to make sure you got your guilty verdict on Mr. On Guard, you told us Miss Andrews not to testify in court today. I don't know if that you're talking about. Do you have proof that I made such a deal? You're denying it? It looks like you're very lucky, Mr. Phoenix Wright. If I had been in court today, this trial would already be over. All while hiding Miss Andrews' own crime. That isn't my problem. Whether she had tampered with evidence or not, I have only one objective. To find On Guard guilty of murder. The end justifies the means, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The ends justify the means. Jesus, what a Machiavellian witch! Miss Von Karma, Adrian Andrews believed you when you said, if you don't tell the truth of what really happened, then On Guard will be found guilty. And what does that have to do with me? Because of that, she's now in danger of being found guilty herself. All because she believed in your words until the very end. That still has nothing to do with me. She's just a weak person, that's all. But you had to know she was. Ow! I think visiting hours are about over. So, if you'll excuse me. What's wrong? Why did she suddenly cut you off? Probably because she thinks I have the advantage in that argument. Edgeworth. What happened today at trial, Edgeworth? That was not like you at all. I mean, I know you knew about Miss Andrews' condition. You could have made her testify as many times as you wanted, but to go that far... But she wouldn't testify about that until I said something. Listen, Wright. The courtroom is a garden of judgment. I am putting myself on the line when I stand in there. And that's why I made the witness do the same. It's only natural. By the way, Edgeworth, you were really angry in court today. That's rare for you. Witness! That card! Give it to me! Hurry! Do you have any idea what you have stupidly yet inadvertently done? This... I can't believe you hid this from me all this time! Ew, no! Woof! What the hell is that cookie? Where did that come
Kappa cookie missing its head! Missing its brains! Oh, brother. That card, what in the world is it? You mean this? Listen, Wright. This is top secret information. You absolutely cannot leak this. Ow, hey, come on! What was that for? Was the only cookie available in emotes. Oh, for Pete's sake. Listen, Wright. This is top secret information. You absolutely cannot leak this. A special investigation team has existed for a number of years, but few know of it. I understand. Their task is to find the owner of this card. A man called Shelly the Killer. And just as his name states, he is a killer. An assassin. The best at that. An assassin? So who is this Shelly the Killer? The Killer is the name of a long-standing line of assassins. Long-standing? The name first appeared about 100 years ago, I hear. Shelly is the professional name of the third heir of the Killer name. So because his professional name is Shelly, he leaves cards with a shell on them. He has a habit of making sure to leave a card by the body of his victims. So, Juan Carita's death was a professional hit. That shell was likely his calling card.
Why would he do something like that?
We think it's a part of his duty to his clients. Okay, no, you guys can all have the Kappa cookies. Keep that away from me. That's very creepy. If he leaves a card, then his clients can be assured it was he who killed the victim. It also serves as insurance against any charges being pushed onto his clients. I see. The killer values the trust between his clients and himself above all else. It seems that this is one honorable assassin with a moral conscience. I guess that even honorable assassins can exist. So, you think this assassin, you think he's the one who did the killing in this case? It would appear that way. The discovery of the card basically confirms it, wouldn't you agree? Shelly the Killer, huh? I noticed something at the trial today. You were behaving in a very strange manner. Is something the matter? I guess I should just tell him. Maya, she's been kidnapped. Kidnapped? What does the kidnapper want? An acquittal. I see. I had no idea. I will prepare a rescue team as soon as possible, and resolve this by tomorrow. Really? Do you hear that, Mr. Nick? Mr. Edgeworth is going to... Stop trying to console me, Edgeworth. I don't need your pity! Mr. Nick? There's no way you could find her. We don't even have a single lead to go on. There's only one way to save her. I have to get an acquittal somehow. It's the only way. Right. Listen. You need to know something. Juan Carita was killed by Shelly the Killer. And the client who ordered the job is Matt on guard. Your own client. Please, stop! I can't listen to you. I can't believe that! I see. Well, if you want to continue your investigation, you will need this. What is it? The hotel right now is restricted to police personnel only, as we are looking to any clues that might lead us to Shelly the Killer. But if you take this with you to the hotel, I'm sure they will let you enter. Letter of introduction. In any case, I must attend to the preparations for Maya's rescue team. We'll meet again, if anything should happen. Now, if you'll excuse me. Mr. Nick, do you think Mr. Ungard hired an assassin? No way! I mean, he doesn't have a psych lock. Yeah, I guess not. Maya, please, I'll ask you to make it home, safe and sound. I guess kidnappers can be a little clumsy. Clumsy enough to drop a card like this for me. And even though he said Eddie was an assassin, I bet he's just making that up, like how Nick does with everything in court. Yeah, he has a phone on his arm. Yeah, either that or he's just that good with hiding his psych locks or tricking the Magatama. Anyway, let's try out the card trick with this card I just found. Sounds like I got the door open. Okay, time to take a look around. What the hell? What is it? That picture. It looks like a girl. I wonder. What is this place? I've got a feeling I'm not in the hotel anymore. Are those videos over there? Well, I'll worry about that later. For now, I should be looking for clues. That way I can show them to Sis and maybe get out of here. That's Celeste. There's a framed picture sitting on this coffee table. It's a picture of a woman. She's kind of pretty. Hey, looks like something's written here. Let's see. I think it says, "With love, Celeste." I bet this could be a clue. That's weird. What's a figurine doing on a sofa in a place like this? I think it's a bear. Huh, how cute. But it's got a lot of cuts and slits on it. I wonder if it's some kind of puzzle or something. Or a puppet. What's this thing? An antenna, I guess? And this, a VCR? There's sure a lot of electric gadgets here. But what's this antenna doing here? Wow, I've never seen a TV this big before. Now where's the power button? Phooey, it's busted. I would die a happy samurai fan if I ever got to see the Nickel Samurai on a TV like this. I can't believe I've just made a joke about dying, all things considered. Oh, hey, it's a computer. I've never really used one before. I have no idea where the power switch on this thing is. Drat! There goes my plan to use this somehow to get out of here. It's so dark in here I can barely see, but these kind of feel like videotapes. All of them. Just what kind of room is this? Ugh, locked, of course. And it doesn't look like I can use the card to open this door. There's a little hole at the bottom of the door. If only it was a little skinnier, then maybe I'd be able to crawl through here. Oh, this simply will not do. I can't have you wandering around at will. Yeah! It seems that your Mr. Wright is truly concerned about you. He is? For now, I would suggest you remain cooperative. If you cannot, there are ways in which I can help you. Ways? You mean... Dead men tell no tales is how the saying goes, correct? Dad! I'm almost certain I told you of our first meeting. I am an assassin. No way, you're lying. I mean, an assassin? People are not always who they appear to be. Mr. Nick? Oh, yes, Pearls. Got caught up in my thoughts about Maya's situation. Mr. Edgeworth has left, you know. I guess for now I have no choice but to believe in Mr. On Guard. But I think I should listen to his story one more time. Alright, let's get going too. Okay. Alright, let's see if there's anything new. I'm sorry, but visiting hours are over for today. I have too many questions I need to ask. I'm sorry, but I'm Phoenix Wright, a lawyer for one of the... You're Mr. Wright, you say? Oh, yeah, there's a message here for you. A message? It's from Matt on Guard. Here you are. What did he write? Is it something really important? I don't know. Well, let's see what he has to say. To Mr. Lawyer Dude, I got something really important to tell you. Why do I feel uneasy all of a sudden? Oh, Mr. Wright. So, actually, I have a favor to ask of you. I have this cat named Shu. I didn't put out a lot of food when I left the house, so he's probably really pretty hungry. You think you could drop by my house and feed Shu for me, dude? My house is just a little ways down from the hotel, alright? This is terrible! Let's hurry! We have to feed his cat! I'm sure poor Shu's stomach is growling right now. Yeah, I guess. Client's request is a request. Guess I should go check up on his cat. There's something more. Alright now, Mr. Nick. Let's go look for clues. We have to, for Mystic Maya's sake. You shall not pass! Oh, this old bag! Don't devalue my name and turn it into a gas, you spiky-headed pettifogger! Pettifogger? What? Because of you, I need to look like a bad guy again, although I did get a piece of gum from Edgy Boy, just as he promised. But what I really want is something much of value. I want Edgy Boy's heart. I want it all for me. It's all your fault. You're making the wild beast inside of this old bag. Ouch! Miss Oldbag, did she just make herself pass out? I have two souls, one in each shoe. Oh, that's a lie!
Keep your hands off me! This helmet is airtight. No air gets in and no air gets out.
Oh boy. Then why do you keep putting it on?
Don't you think I can get involved with silly questions? You're going to have to defeat me if you want to get by.
I'm not hearing this. I have something even better. Maybe if I show her this letter I got from Edgeworth. Miss Oldbag, if you would look at...
What? You want me to look at this worthless piece of...
Ugh, is that her perfume? Pheromone d'amour I smell? Ugh. I was hoping you could threaten her with a knife.
Let's see here.
Would you please allow this unsophisticated young person to conduct this investigation? Yours truly, Miss Miles Edgeworth. Yours truly?
Oh, that's no... that man's good at flattery. Fine, but only because you said Ezipu said so. You understand? I still have something I have to do. Remember, no one messing around. You do anything bad and I won't let you off the hook.
It looks like she has strong feelings for Mr. Edgeworth. That may be, but you know, nothing's gonna come at it. Hoping you could threaten her with a knife? I wasn't gonna shank her!
That's so mean, Mr. Nick. Feelings are meant to be told and shared.
Ow! Every time we talk about love, I always end up with a handprint on my face somehow. So anyway, let's continue on in our investigation.
Okay.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Ah! What now? One little thing before I forget. You can't go into Angard's room today.
Why?
The police's main investigation team is going to be in there all day, you hear?
I wonder if they're the team in charge of investigating the killer.
So don't go in there! If you go in there, you'll face the wrath of Wendy Oldbag!
God damn. Oh boy. Living room. Sure is dark.
I'll go turn on the light.
Whoa. Wow, so this is what a star's house looked like. Must be nice to be rich.
Come on, Mr. Nick. Let's find Shoo, this kitty cat. Shoo!
So I guess this is Shoo.
He's practically a kitten! What a lovely cat. Hello, Shoo. Teehee.
The cat seems to like pearls.
Pardon me.
Oh, God! May I help you with something, mister? Oh, we're lawyers. Actually, I'm Mr. Angard's lawyer. The master's... Then you must be Mr. Wright. Yes. It's a pleasure to meet you, wonderful self. I'm the family butler, John Doe. Nice to meet you. You must know all sorts of things about Mr. Angard, right? Honestly, sir, I don't believe my master is capable of such a foul deed as murder. And, anything else? No, not especially. It's not appropriate for a lowly servant to speak of the master or his affairs. How typically butler-like, as it were. Mr. Doe, how long have you served at this residence? Well, sir, I would have to say maybe about 1 year. And, anything else? No, not especially. It's not appropriate for you know, I would have thought Mr. Angard are the kind to have a maid over a butler. That's a very cute cat you got there. It's my duty to take care of him. The master rather fancies Shoo. And, anything else? No, not especially. Oh, not appropriate for a lowly servant to speak of the family cat. Well then, I guess I don't need this piece of paper anymore. Well, I'm afraid I must take leave of you now. Oh, we should probably get going ourselves. Oh, so young and yet already so accomplished, a master of law. But there's also a lot to be proud of in being a butler in charge of the house and all. Thank you for the compliments. People are not always who they appear to be. Now, if you'll excuse me.
There's a small door at the bottom of this bigger door, Mr. Nick.
The killer is a dick! Yep. I bet it's for Mr. Angard's cat to use.
Oh, you mean Shoo?
The door. It's locked tight. Well, I guess that's to keep nosy people like me from entering it.
A giant bicycle is flying through the air!
That bicycle, Pearls, is one where you don't have to pedal and it moves on its own.
Really? Wow!
But sorry to disappoint you, it can't fly.
Oh, that's too bad.
Oh, there's a giant cooking hearth here. That's actually a fireplace. How are they different, Mr. Nick? You know, I've never actually seen a hearth before, come to think of it. You should probably come visit Fame Manor then. I'll show you one when you do. I've already been there once, thank you. It's a very comfortable and spacious lounge sit. I wonder if famous stars drop by and sit around and have a good time. In any case, I don't really belong here, do I? Ah! What's with me and feeling inferior today? Ah, there are masks here. Yeah, that one in the middle is the Steel Samurai. The ones next to the Pink Princess and the Evil Magistrate. They fought many battles against the backdrop of Neo Tokyo. Wow, you really know a lot about the Steel Samurai, Mr. Nick. I don't know whether to laugh or cry that I know more about that show than a kid. There's another door over there. You shouldn't go wandering off of there, Mr. Nick. Yes, Pearls. Now I know how Maya feels when I try to tell her to stop playing around. Looks like we're the only ones here. And yet, the hotel seems so busy somehow. Probably because the police team is scouring for clues about the killer. Probably same old, same old. Oh. Hey, city boy! Lotta, you're still here. Wrecking course! An investigative photographer eats or starves on her ability to snap up the scoop, yeah? And this hotel is just that aura of mystery. You know, like something's always about to happen. But, do you have a camera? Rick given! A photographer's gotta have cameras out of the air like corn to be a real pro, you know? So I'm hanging around here. Speaking of cameras and feeding the mouth, do you have mine, you bread thief? Why can't you drop that thief thing already? Okay, fine, just a... Nope, sorry, no can't do. Steaming hand towel? It went for my eyes today. Just ain't a good day. Eyes to be looking at stuff. How inconvenient. How convenient. Maybe I'll have to use the one next time you show me something. No, what? Oh, fine. I thought I would get somewhere. I want to ask you about the night of the murder. What? You really got to shell out the bucks for the info I got. Lotta, you were loitering in this hallway the night of the murder, were you not? Well, kinda, but... Brace yourself, Phoenix. Here it comes. Oh boy, I better... better drink something up here. I didn't exactly hang out in here the entire time, you know. Followed a few stars around. Got a few autographs, shook a few hands, had a soda pop with a few of them too. Looks like she wasn't here the entire time that night. Security lady also wasn't in this hallway the whole time either. I guess this means there's no one who could tell us who came and went that night. So about the note that was inside your camera case. Oh, that ditty I wrote? Yeah, can I believe what you've written? You mean the stuff about Ungard shoving his manager lady onto Corita? Corita? Yeah. Ah, well, I reckon you best not be believing that. What? Look, I sort of wrote that on whim, you know? Writing whatever came to mind. Whatever came to mind? Yeah, when you get down to it, it's just a lot of random bulldozers. Hey, what's with y'all? Why are you staring at me like a grandpa used to? Hey, why do you look like you suddenly got older too? Or am I just shrinking here? Ah, my baby, my $1,600 baby! What's with that red-coated prosecutor anyhow? The guy told me it was evidence and refused to give it back to me. Well, that's kind of how it is. Hey, you're that redcoat's friend, ain't ya? So put in a few good words for me and get me back my camera. You want me to do what? Listen, nag the guy real good for about 5 hours, I'll guarantee he'll give it back. Why don't you do your own dirty work? Well, I reckon it's time for me to get going. Tabloid photographer without a camera is just tabloid, huh? Yeah, I guess so. Keep yourself together out there, you hear? I'm coming to see you in court tomorrow. Okay, I'll see you then. And get through there, Long. Give it a good worth, okay?
Okay. Don't be picky about your food now. Okay. And make sure you all do your homework, you hear? Okay. If you happen to find...
Will you please just leave already? Jesus! What the hell is that? Mr. Nick, what is that otherworldly ghastly moaning? Is someone, like, losing it to traveler's diarrhea? I hate evil ghosts. Ah! I don't think that's a ghost. Maybe it's a demon. Excuse me, who are you calling a demon, brat? Ah! Zoinks, it's the alien! Who are you calling an alien? Oh, it's just you, Miss Oldbag. What are you doing here? What's wrong with young'uns today? I came down here to pay my respects to Juan. You're disturbing me. Okay, that's it. I don't have anything to say to delinquents like you. Ugh, she's clamming up like the old clam she is. Please, anything would be helpful. Okay, how about I tell you my measurements? No, that's okay, really. Julie doesn't like you, does she, Mr. Nick? I know, I know. Please talk to me about the night of the murder just one more time. I talked about play at trial. I was fooled, tricked, deceived by that fraud of a photographer and her note. She was loitering around here with that imbecilic look on her face. With that imbecilic look on her face? Okay, got it. Now, hold on a second there, you little pipsqueak. If you're going to take notes, at least to make you sound better than that. Oh, all right. Now I've seen everything. But, you know, I was working that night, too, doing my job, minding my own business, so it's not like I had time to waste standing around here the whole night. I was wondering if you could tell a bit more about Mr. Kurita. He was the most popular star, you know, especially when it counts in my book. But I heard that he was lagging behind the polls against Mr. Ongard. That's just a recent thing. Bad luck and all, you know. But he was going to become an even bigger star than he used to be. Look, just look at the mountain of presents. It's a show of the mountain of feelings that all his fans had for him. Yeah, the mountain is pretty big and certainly nothing to shake a stick at. Mr. Nick? What is it, Pearls? The presents, they're all bears, right? She's got a point. There isn't a single thing here that isn't a bear. All Mr. Kurita's presents for his fans seem to be bears. Oh, that's because you can't think of Juan without thinking about bears. Why is that? Why bears? Exactly, E-Pearls. You don't know, when my dear Juan was training, he fought barehanded with a bear. He refused to give in and let the bear win, but after the fight, they became friends. Wow, what a heartwarming story. Look, it's just like in those young people's dramas. I can see those two tuckered out, down by a river going, ha, you sure can fight. You too, bub, you too. Did all that really happen? It's in his biography, Bob. What a load of crock! Just outright say crap, Phoenix, Christ. So ever since then, fans have been giving him bears as presents. Yeah, nice. Bears. I'm Uncle Bear, and it's just barely 8 o'clock! What is that infernal racket? Oh, shush, Wolf. It's one of the presents going off. Sounds like it's already 8 p.m. Way past your bedtime. Ugh, that startled me. I thought I was going to die for a second. 8 p.m. That's the time when the award ceremony ended that night, remember? The time sure flies. Hard to believe it's been 2 days since the ceremony. The transceiver! Hello? Hello? This is not a phone. Maya, how is Maya? You haven't heard her, have you? It seems you were not able to fulfill your end of the bargain, Mr. Attorney. I've heard the news. So it would seem my present did you no good. No, Mr. Maya! Mr. Maya! One more day! Please! All I ask is one more day! I'll get a not guilty verdict for sure this time, please! I suppose if I must. I need that acquittal more than anything else, after all. Please, please let Maya say something. I want to hear she's all right. All right. Then... a little... What is with the static all of a sudden? Hello? Hello? It seems... bad. Connect. Damn it! Did the transceiver just suddenly break? Excuse me. What happened? I don't know. All of a sudden, it became nothing but static. Ah! Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! Why did the transceiver suddenly break like that? Should probably have an electronics expert look at it. The sooner the better. Ah, Dick's gone. Oh! Hey, welcome back, pal! I thought I'd make you a little something for dinner. That's nice, thanks. A rich man's luxurious full-course meal. Out of a can, that is. I'm sorry you went through all the trouble to cook, but I don't have time to eat. Oops, look like you don't have a can opener, pal. You've got to be kidding it. Here, I thought he had already whipped something up. Oh, I know! There's one way I know how to be helpful. Ask me about anything you want, pal. Go ahead. Well, since he's here and offering, I wonder should I try asking him about... Transceiver? Oh, Mr. Nick, you should probably ask Mr. Scruffy Detective about that thing. I know one dick who could look at the transceiver. Yeah, I was way ahead of you on that. What thing? Oh yeah, this thing just up and broke all of a sudden. It broke, pal. When I was talking to the kidnapper, it just suddenly broke into static. Look, it sounded like this. I don't hear any static, pal. Huh? Maybe it fixed itself? That's strange. I'm sure it was making a loud static noise. Maybe. Maybe what? Maybe it was electromagnetic interference, pal. Electromagnetic interference? So what is electromagnetic interference? I already know where this is going. It's something that happens when a radio wave gets mixed up with another signal, pal. Oh, when you put it that way... I don't understand what you're talking about. Like, for example, when a cell phone goes off next to a computer screen, the stuff on the screen gets kind of fuzzy and starts acting funny, right? Huh? Computer? It's like when you use the dryer next to the TV and the screen starts looking weird. Oh, yes, the TV does do that. Oh, so that's what you're talking about. She seems amazingly happy at being able to understand this. So the room you were in when that interference to the transceiver happened, there's got to be something there that's sending out very strong radio waves, pal, I wonder. Something like, like a listening device or something. Hey, speaking of that, where were you when it happened? We were in Mr. Kurita's room, the scene of the murder. What? That's it, I'm going to sneak into the precinct and get a bug sweeper. I'll meet you at the crime scene later, alright, pal? Wait, Gumshoe! Oh yeah, baby, it's investigating time! I'm on fire, pal! My fingers are itching to go! Yeah! That is one enthusiastic dick! We should be going too, Mr. Nick. Alright, let's go.
Dick!
I'm sorry, Mo, that wasn't for you. I kind of wonder if when he was saying, oh yeah, if he ended up busting out the door like the Kool-Aid Man. Oh, there's that clock bear. Hey, you're finally here, pal! Sorry to keep you waiting. Do you have the, bug sweeper? Well, you see, I got busted trying to sneak in, pal. Then suddenly I'm staring at the precinct doors. From the outside, I mean, so, yeah, I couldn't get one of the police bug sweepers. What do you mean you couldn't get one? We need that item! Hey, calm down, pal. I didn't say I didn't get one, just not the police's. Wait a minute, is that the bug sweeper from Case 5 from the first game? That must have been from Dick's locker.
Wow, so this is a bug sweeper.
It looks a little broken. Hey, this was made when I was in elementary school, pal. Oh, by who? Me, of course. Seeing this thing sure brings back memories. Hopefully nothing about sweet-scented lemons of your youth, please. Thank you. Hey, don't look down on it, pal. Sure, it looks a little beat up, but I put my heart and soul into building this puppy here.
Your heart and soul?
It'll work, trust me, pal. It'll do the job, but you can't set the sensitivity, so it's going to beep at anything that gives off electromagnetic waves.
But isn't it better that way?
Well, anyway, since I brought it all this way, might as well give it a whirl, right, pal?
I'm getting that sinky feeling again.
Okay, now I'll tell you how to use this baby. There's a listening device or some other bug in this room, pal.
So we're gonna find it, right?
Right, now, first, let's turn the sweeper on. Next, move the sweeper around to give the room a real thorough looky-see, pal. The sweeper will let you know how strong of a signal it's picking up, so keep an eye on it, okay? Once you find something that's giving off a lot of radio waves, press enter to lock onto it. There's a lot of things here that's going to give off radio waves. So let's take a good look at anything and everything that seems suspicious, okay, pal? Alright, I'm going to stand outside and keep an eye out. Give me a yell if you find the bug. Got it, pal?
Well, I mean...
Lamp, check, listening device... Nope.
There are a lot of lamps in this room, aren't there, Mr. Nick?
Yeah.
And they're all on. You shouldn't do that, Mr. Nick. Don't you know that's wasteful?
Yeah, I'll be more conscientious from now on. Sorry.
I don't really think the listening device is in the TV of all places. Looks like the TV was left on. It's now showing an old samurai movie.
Yeah, the channel plays all sorts of international movies, as well as domestic ones.
You know, every time I watch one of these old movies, I always think, wow, these Japanese stars are really good at English.
Yeah.
When I grow up, I want to study Japanese. I should probably keep my mouth shut here and not destroy your dream. The radio is on and playing something. Oh, it's Kids Question Corner.
Professor, why is the Earth round?
Yes, why is it, Mr. Nick?
Why don't you listen to the radio program a little more, Pearls?
Ah, what a lovely bear.
This must be one of those fancy bear-shaped toy robots.
It's a robot? It's a real robot?
Yeah, it's a real one.
Mr. Nick!
Yes?
How many horsepowers is it? How many horsies?
What if it was playing Cars for Kids, Steves? I would frickin' end you right now if that was the case. Horsies?
Well, look, it's a bear, so,
a cell phone. Nope, no bugs in here.
A cell phone?
What? Don't tell me you don't know what a cell phone is, and you and marries me instead.
I'm sorry, I've never seen one before. Now that she mentions it, my cell phone couldn't get any reception while I was staying in Korean Village. And Pearls has never lived outside of that village, so, well, I guess I can't say it's impossible to live without one. That's probably another lamp.
Well, the listening device isn't in the air conditioner.
Ah, yuck! This air filter is covered in dust and dirt.
Yeah.
Come on, Mr. Nick, let's wash it. I wonder if being a neat freak means even the tiniest dust bunny looks colossal.
What? Oh, nothing.
Well, the only other thing I could probably think of, the actual phone.
Well, the phone is the most common place for our listening device, I'd say, but let's take the receiver apart first before we get ahead of ourselves here.
Wow, you know a lot about electronics, don't you, Nick?
Yeah, I know tons, especially when it comes to taking them apart. It's my specialty.
I'll leave the fixing up part to Gumshoe.
So, is there a listening device in there?
No. I really thought it had to be in the phone, too.
Lamp check. Nope. Also, again, nope.
Well, safe to say it's not in this side of the room.
What's this? It sort of looks like a hot water pot, but... Oh, well, it's kind of like a hot water pot, I guess, but instead of hot water, coffee comes out.
Really? This pot can do that? Is there a pot that orange juice comes out of?
I don't think there's anything like that, Pearls. Sorry.
Oh, the water in this hot water pot has run out. I'll go get more water for it.
Okay, sounds good. Looks like she's forgotten all about looking for the listening device. Strange how that clock doesn't give something off. Hello, what's this? This is just a giant stuffed teddy bear, right? It's the biggest one I've ever seen. Hey, so did you guys find it yet? The listening device, I mean? No, not yet, but this bear's eye is... Let's see. Perfectly normal stuffed bear with some really strong radio waves. Sounds like you found the device to me, pal. Let's take this big fella's eye out to see what we've got. No, you can't! Such a violent act! Oof! No! A camera? It's a miniature camera, and it looks like there's more. There's a transmitter and a timer. What an emitter? A transmitter, pal. Oh, this is more of that high-tech stuff. So this tiny thing is a camera? Yep, it's a pinhole CCD camera, pal. It's a small, high-grade video camera mostly used in security systems. So it's a video camera. It runs on battery, which comes with it in a set. But there's no videotape in this camera. This is only the camera part here, pal. The tape recorder with the tape inside is somewhere else. Somewhere else? The footage is changed into radio waves and then is sent to that recorder. So, it's sort of like a TV broadcast, isn't it? Hey, you're right. From 8 p.m. for 1 hour was running at the time of the murder. So, what is a transmitter? It's a device that sends the footage the camera took to a specific destination. It's like a video version of a listening device, pal. It looks like it's attached to a small clock-like thing. Oh, that's a timer, pal. You can set it to turn the camera on and record at a certain time with it. You can set it for a certain time? Yep. Let's see. This looks like it was set to start at 8 p.m. and go for 1 hour. 8 p.m.? That was the time the award ceremony ended. Phew. There's no date set, so it's been recording every night, I'd guess. Mr. Detective, how long has this bear been here? I'm pretty sure it's been here since the night of the murder. Then maybe this camera caught the murder on tape. What? And if you think about the angle the bear is at, it's bound to have a clear shot of the whole crime, pal. So there was a camera in this bear's eye. And it was disguised as a present. I'm sure it was here on the night of the murder, pal. It's pretty big, so it stands out pretty well in my mind. But who gave Mr. Kurita this present? I don't know, pal. But this means that someone out there's got a video of what happened there that night. Isn't there any way we can find out who that person is? It's impossible, pal. Radio waves can be sent almost anywhere, so there's no real way to find out. Oh. Is there really no way to find out? I got it! What? Hey, pal, let me borrow this mini camera for a bit. What are you gonna do? I'm going around the electronics shop and see if I can find out who bought this. But that's impossible. I mean, it's already 9 p.m. Leave it to me. Even I have to search all night. I'll find your man, pal. Oh yeah, baby! It's investigating time! On fire, pal! My fingers are itching to go! Yeah! God damn it, Dick! Who's gonna fix the wall?
Dick.
He's gone. Yeah. But Mr. Scruffy Detective sure is a nice man. He's pushing himself too hard, all for Mystic Maya's sake. It's a mystery how you always manage to do things in the most efficient ways, right? Yeah! You have to excuse me. I heard your conversation just now. Edgeworth, what are you doing here? A rescue team has been created and deployed. I can't say I'm optimistic, but we have to move forward one step at a time. I see. Thanks. Don't thank me yet. We still have to find her. So there was a spy camera hidden inside this stuffed animal, huh? You are one lucky man, Wright. Huh? Do you know this stuffed bear, little girl? I have no idea. Of course not. The maker of this bear is a very expensive luxury brand from overseas. It's completely handmade, and only a small number of these are exported here. What? The camera and transmitter that Scatterbrain Detective took with him are dead ends. Things like those can be bought anywhere. However, this bear is different. By tracking how it got into this country, the bear can tell us who the buyer is.
Can you really do that, Mr. Nick? Can he really?
Well, I guess so. It's 9 p.m. I think I can still make it in time. Huh? I'll be taking this for now. I'm sure you'll have other things you have to do. See you soon, Wright.
Wait!
What? Why are you doing this? I have no interest in explaining myself to someone who cannot comprehend. But besides that, Wright, till court reconvenes tomorrow, you should concern yourself with this question. Who was the person that murdered Juan Corrida? The real killer. Do you really still think it was Adrian Andrews? To be honest, I don't know anymore. You still have a little time left. Find the truth, Wright. Everything begins with the truth. Juan Corrida's real killer, Miss Andrews' past. The kidnapper whose sole condition is an acquittal for Mr. Ungard. And this card, Shelley the Killer. Maya, the only way I can save you now is to find all the answers to this case tonight. I don't understand what your real intentions are, Edgeworth. But as you said, all I can do for now is find the truth. Find the answers tonight. Okay, we're still in the investigation phase.
It's past 9 p.m. already, isn't it? I wonder if Mr. Edgeworth has already found Mystic Maya.
These things take time. I'd say probably not. The police are professionals, Pearls. They'll find her, so don't you worry. If we can win in a not guilty verdict tomorrow, then everything will be okay.
You're right.
So the real person who killed Mr. Corrida was...
That assassin, Mr. Shelley the Killer, right?
And the card Miss Andrews found at the crime scene seems to be proof of that. But if that's the case, then a new question comes to mind. Who was the one that hired the killer to begin with? Who is his client?
You mean, who asked for the murder?
That person didn't want us to dirty their own hands with blood. But whoever this client is, they're still a killer.
Who could have hired the assassin? Do you think it was Miss Andrews?
I wonder. But she was the client. Then why go through the effort to stab the knife into the corpse herself?
But if Miss Andrews wasn't the client, then... No, it can't be.
Matt Ungard himself?
If Mr. Ungard really did hire the assassin,
then he's not innocent at all. Far from it, he would be guilty of the crime.
But it can't be Mr. Ungard, right? I mean, when we first talked with him...
Mr. Ungard, I'd like to ask you one more question. Did you kill Mr. Juan Corrida? Alright, just so we're clear, dude. I didn't kill anyone, and that includes Juan Corrida, okay? I didn't see any Cyclops at the time. Actually, that reminds me.
Did you remember something, Mr. Nick?
Yeah, something Miss Andrews said at the trial today. She said something interesting.
So what was this interesting thing?
Oh, that's right. You didn't hear it, did you, Pearls? Okay, so the off theory on how the Magatama didn't detect Cyclops would be that we answered a question that he answered honestly, if he's truly the one who hired the killer. But if he's innocent, and then, well, I don't know. Maybe we asked the wrong kind of question to trigger the Cyclops.
Juan bet everything on the jamming ninja this year.
And if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure Matt was going down with him. That's what he thought anyway. It looked like somehow Juan had his hands on a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed.
Mr. Ungard's secret? What's this secret?
I don't know yet.
Ah! Truckin'! Dicks! Welcome on in, Truckin'. How are you doing? And I hope you're doing well. Oh, let's go ahead and give you a shout out here. I hope you're doing well, Truckin'. Thanks for the thanks for the up there. Bored out of my mind at work. Oof. Has it really been that quiet? But for now, let's think about it this way. Mr. Kurita was going to reveal this secret. That means Mr. On Guard had plenty of motive to have Kurita silenced. I'm doing okay. I'm starting to feel my voice wearing down and cracking up from all the shouts and voice acting I've been doing here. But I'm doing fine otherwise, thank you. Since we have to meet with Mr. On Guard, there's no way around it now. Well, the question is, how are we gonna meet with him? Wow, it's really getting late, isn't it, Mr. Nick? Yeah, it's past 9 p.m. already, but we still have some things to prepare for tomorrow's trial. There's still the matter of the secret Mr. Kurita held about Mr. On Guard, and Miss Andrews' real intentions. These are the two things I must know tonight. But aren't visiting hours over at the detention center? I'm sure we'll think of something, Pearls. Don't you worry. So given where you work, Truckland, it's just been that quiet, or that there's just been that little to do? Oh no, not again! Hey, wait!
What is it, whippersnapper? All I know is nothing that has anything to do with you is ever good. Like just now, I was handed this strange device for who knows what reason. I was told to use it to search the whole hotel.
That's the bug sweeper, isn't it? The one Gumshoe made.
I don't know, and frankly, I don't care, but the request came from Edgypoo, so...
Edgeworth?
Eddie said...
If you ever feel angry, direct your anger at that unsophisticated lawyer. Oh, brother.
So I'm gonna feel free to direct all my anger towards you!
Ugh, gee, thanks a bundle, Edgeworth. What a pal you are.
This is absolutely top secret, so you better keep it to yourselves. I heard they found a spy camera hidden in one of those prisons.
Very interesting.
I'm sure it was, you know. It was to catch poor Juan in the middle of a scandalous meeting. Scandalous? What's that?
It means...
Well, you know, the gossip's been going around, my dear Juan.
Oh, you mean that thing about Miss Andrews? I'm sure she must have had some reason for getting close to Mr. Kurita.
I'll let you in on another secret, young'un. I know who planted that spy camera. It was that obnoxious puffy-haired photographer girl. The nerve of some people. Spying on people like yourself as if I wouldn't want to see it for myself, too.
Wow, the alien actually admitted her true intentions for a change.
I don't know what you are thinking exactly, but you can bet that it's nothing good.
But I didn't say anything.
So you want to know more about Juan and the manager, right? Actually, as I hear it, they were something of a refreshing pair, those two.
Oh?
I tell you, Juan really welcomed that manager with open arms, I heard. That manager? What are you talking about? You don't know? That manager woman Juan had. It's a shame she killed herself, although...
Oh, you're talking about Miss Celeste Impacts, Miss Andrews' mentor, right?
Yeah. Yes, that's the one. That Celeste girl. She was supposed to get married, you know?
But married? You mean to Mr. Kurita?
Really? Young kids these days don't know anything, do you? That girl Celeste killed herself 3 days after their marriage announcement.
3 days after their marriage announcement? What in the...
Why would Miss Impacts want to kill herself? She was going to get married. Well, that's because she was thrown away, you see, by Juan.
What?
But they were going to get married, right? They promised each other, right? They held a grand announcement session, but 3 days later, Juan suddenly canceled their marriage.
Is that true?
It was in the weekly magazines. But why? Why did he do that? That was not in the magazines, unfortunately.
I see.
That night after Juan called off the wedding, the manager, Celeste, killed herself.
How terrible.
I wonder what happened between those two.
Yikes. On that night, there must have been at least a few hundred people here. I guess the police are done with their questioning and investigating. It looks like things here in the lobby have finally calmed down.
Wait, does that mean we could possibly... Nope. Okay, let's see here. Ba, 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 ba. It doesn't look like Mr. Scruffy Detective is here. Well, he's out there with that camera asking all sorts of electronics stores. And I'll make some salad for him for dinner. Looks like Pearls really appreciates what Gumshoe is doing for us. Mr. Nick? Yes? Where's the lettuce? I don't think I've ever bought lettuce before. I guess I have to give up on making a salad then. Guess the lack of lettuce is kind of a problem. Visiting hours ended a few hours ago. Looks like we're not going to get a chance to talk with Mr. Ungard tonight. But, isn't that what we have to ask? That's very important. Yeah, but I don't think that matters to the guard. It feels sort of tense in here, doesn't it, Mr. Nick? Yeah, it does. I wonder if something happened. You're Chief Ungard's lawyer, right? You're Mr. Ungard's lawyer, right? Whoops. Let us eat now. Ah! Well, we found the person. We found just the person we've been looking for. A real decisive witness. A decisive witness? You mean for the Ungard case? We're taking the witness's statement right now. Gotta hand it to Mr. Edgeworth. What's Edgeworth up to now? Who is this witness? I think you know this person quite well, Mr. Lawyer. Mr. Nick? Between the kidnapper's demand and now this, I can't see any way to win here. Oh yeah, Mr. Edgeworth wanted me to tell you something. He did? Even though the visiting hours are long over at the detention center, he wanted me to grant you special permission. So there you go. What? I've already called them, so they know. Oh, go on, talk to your heart's content. Thank you very much. Such good news, Mr. Nick. Go talk to your heart's content. It sounds like the police are pretty sure they have tomorrow's trial in the bag. I'm sure they must have transferred Miss Andrews here by now, so that means that both Mr. Ungard and Miss Andrews are in the detention center. Now then, whose story do I want to hear? Dude, it's Mr. Wright! I hope you can get me off the hook tomorrow. I'm counting on you. I hope so, too. Edgeworth just dropped a bombshell on me by saying that Juan Corrida was killed by an assassin, and that the assassin's client is this man, Matt Ungard. What's wrong? Mr. Ungard, there is something I must know with 100% certainty. You seem kind of different. You're totally not like your usual lawyer dude self. About the press conference. You mean the one where Juan was gonna dress up as the Nickel Samurai? Yeah, I heard a little more about it from Miss Andrews. It looked like somehow Juan had his hands on a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed. Could you please fill me in on what this secret is, please? Locks! 5! I knew this was coming. Mr. Nick, don't tell me. Cyclops. You said a secret, right? But I don't have any idea what it is. Do you, dude? Do you know about Mr. Corrida and Miss Andrews' relationship? Oh, it's all over the tabloids, dude. Oh, but I don't know the details if that's what you mean. Oops, all locks, yeah. Look how many times I have to tell you. I don't care what Juan did with his life. Miss Andrews, she had a purpose in mind when she started seeing Mr. Corrida. Her mentor was Mr. Corrida's manager, and Miss Andrews was going to get Miss Celeste Impact's suicide note from him. Celeste? Does that jog any memories? Dude, I suddenly just got totally hungry. You up for a pizza? My treat. Mr. Nick, what's a pizza? Is it kind of pea, like green peas? Let's go eat one later, okay? Ugh, I got cut off by the pizza dude at the shop. That's too bad. Well, how about we get our minds off this topic and talk about something else, okay? Mr. Ungard, are you connected to Miss Impact's suicide in some way? Well, let's see here. What is the first question gonna be?
Matt's secret. Now, let's hear what this secret of yours is. What if Mr. Kurita had been successful in his plan? What would he have disclosed? I told you before, dude. I don't know. I don't know anything about Juan, okay? Look, Mr. Wright, I can't keep on saying it until I ain't blue in the face, but I totally didn't pay Juan on any attention the whole time that night. I mean, come on. I was in the middle of a nap. Don't lie to me. Huh? I know you paid close attention to Mr. Kurita, especially on that night. Doesn't look like I have anything to try and crack these locks. Yeah, I figured. I hope it doesn't fall over. See if you can show him some stuff. I'm kind of scared to show him this card. What's wrong, dude? Oh, so about this picture card. Have you ever seen this before? Nope, never saw it before in my life, dude. I don't think he's lying, or is he? And again, he looked like he gasped just now. Maybe I'm just seeing things. That Adrian. Never thought she'd go so this far to frame me for a crime. I mean, what does she have against me? Dude, I don't get it. That's something I would like to know, too. Do you have any ideas at all? Even the slightest clue? Huh? What? Me? Don't be silly, Mr. Lawyer, dude. How am I supposed to know something like that? Why can't I be rich instead of so damn good looking? I almost read that in Angard's tone there. I wonder if just moving out... Oh, Mr. Wright, please, you have to help me. Uh-oh. Mr. Powers! What happened? Why are you here? You see, I got roped into this somehow. What? And now I'm going to testify at tomorrow's trial. So the decisive witness is Mr. Powers? I was talking with a detective until a little while ago, and I was on my way home. All of a sudden, you're under arrest, and I was brought back here. Oh. They said my face and whole self in general looked suspicious or something. Well, I guess you can see how they thought you looked suspicious. Poor human Roth. I'm just a normal guy at an exercise show for kids. Is that a crime? So about this testimony you're giving, what are you going to talk about? I really don't know yet. Well, it sounds like I saw something pretty important from what they tell me. You saw something important? What was it? Well, the detective told me not to talk about it. You can't tell anyone, and especially not that lawyer, he said. Who do you think is that lawyer the detective was talking about? I'm gonna take a wild guess and say it's me. Yeah, you got it. Mr. Nick, Mystic Maya and myself are your only two allies in this whole world, but it's alright. Ouch! I don't really have a lot of friends, do I? It's gonna do a lot of damage to Matt, you know, because he's got that refreshing like a spring breeze image going. But what's he really like? Well, let's see. Matt's always been kind of a player with women. He would never really turn a pretty face away, if you know what I mean. He always say it's just a game to justify himself. What? How horrible! That's unforgivable! Ow! Sorry, didn't mean to offend you. But, you know, he once said that there's only one person in the world who won't swoon over me. One person who wouldn't swoon over him? His manager, you know, Miss Adrian Andrews. Why is Miss Powers so suddenly looking kind of energetic? You see, I'm actually a sucker for gossip. I mean, celebrities in their world have this dazzling sort of image, right? Dazzling sort of image, but aren't you part of that dazzle, Mr. Powers? No, I'm more of a hairy, sweaty, smelly, brutish kind of guy, you see? But it's okay, really. I get to hear plenty of gossip about a lot of other stars around me as things happen. Well, that's true. Oh, hey! So did you hear about this yet? About Miss Andrews' mentor and her suicide? You mean Miss Impact's? We heard something about how her wedding was canceled. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I thought about it a little the other day about, that mysterious death. Hey, Mr. Wright, what are you asking me about that? Go on, go ahead. Mr. Powers is so charged up, his skin is practically glowing with electricity. Hey, so have you heard this? Celeste left a suicide note. And they say that Juan went and hid it. We heard about that in court today. But there wasn't any actual proof that she had left a note. Well, this is what I think. I think that something bad was written on that note. Something bad for Juan, and that is...
Something bad for Mr. Kurita?
Why do you figure so? Well, before she died, Celeste talked with a few of her friends. As you said, it looks like I got caught up with a truly insidious man.
A truly insidious man? Did she mean Mr. Kurita by that?
Well, there's no one else that fits the bill, right? And that would be the reason enough for him to hide the suicide note.
I see. Well, that's some good info. Thank you. I think there's something a little different about this.
You're welcome. Mr. Ungard and Miss Andrews, they're both at the detention center right now. There are still things I don't understand or know about, I'm sure. I have to get the two of them to tell me everything.
Well, let's see what Adrian brings up.
Oh, it's you.
I'm sorry to be visiting at such a late hour, but there are a few questions I absolutely have to ask you tonight.
Me?
I thought your client was mad. I'm sure Miss Andrews knows something. She can't be clueless about this secret Mr. Kurita and had on Mr. Ungard. I'd like to ask you about Matt Ungard, if you don't mind. Mr. Wright, you still don't know, do you? The real him, I mean. You seem to bear a lot of resentment towards Mr. Ungard. If that's the case, then why did you become his manager? And why would you become intimate with his rival? That has nothing to do with this case. Nothing. About Miss Celeste Impacts. I'd finally put her death behind me. And now, thanks to you, it's all come back to the surface. I'm sorry. Yes, I was shocked by her suicide. And it's true that when I heard the rumor that Juan was the one who had hidden her suicide note, I began to draw close to him. I wanted to get her suicide note back and to burn it.
You wanted to burn it? But why?
I didn't want to spread just another piece of gossip. But I never held any murderous intent towards Juan. I would never do something so stupid. Suicide note, huh? I wonder what it said.
Why did you try to frame Mr. Ungard?
That's simple. Because he's the killer, that's why. Isn't the duty of every good citizen to inform the police?
But there had to be another way.
The police are excellent at doing their job, so they'd figure it out, right? Yes, they're so good at that they couldn't figure out the real truth behind Celeste's death.
Miss Andrews.
Well, I know you're not the type of person to do something without a reason, so please tell me why you did what you did. Revenge.
Huh?
Did you say something just now? One lock. A psych lock, huh? Don't you understand yet? You're not my lawyer. To be honest, you're more like my enemy. But I'm sure I just heard Miss Andrews say revenge. Something tells me this might be one tough lock. Why frame him? Can you please tell me why you framed Mr. Ungard for the murder? I've already told you countless times. It's because I thought Matt was the killer. No, that's not it. I know you have a personal reason to dislike Mr. Ungard. Miss Andrews, you may think I didn't hear it, but I know you said something earlier. You said revenge. So you're saying I was taking my revenge out on Matt, and that's why? What an absurd idea. I don't have any way to take... I don't have anything I want to take revenge for. Miss Andrews, a woman lives by being dependent on other people. There is something or someone in her past that would make her take revenge. Celeste. There's only one catalyst that would cause such strong feelings and even revenge. And that is Miss Impact's suicide note. What are you trying to say? Celeste was Juan's manager. On top of that, the one who hid her suicide note was also Juan. What does this all have to do with Matt? You're right. You haven't mentioned him yet. But for you to hate Mr. Ungard, it would mean that he must have had some relation to Miss Impacts and her suicide. Can you explain to me this relationship between Celeste and Matt? Well, it's just a guess, but... Nope. See, your brain is right correctly. Do I happen to have what I would need to proceed with that? I could say that one lock is probably... I have a feeling this might have become a... Does she know? Oh, they were supposed to get married and it was canceled? I don't think I have anything to show that. Yeah, I have nothing to show on that one, so I don't think I'll be able to... Mr. Nick, your phone! I don't like the sound of this ringtone right now. It sounds kind of ominous. It's probably just your imagination. You should really pick it up, Mr. Nick. It could be important. Hello? We've got a big problem, pal. What's wrong? I'm on my way to the office right now. Okay. Hey, wait a second. Why is he coming here? It's terrible. I don't know what to say, pal. Oh, it's the end. I'd say I'm going to... Oh, I got here faster than I thought. Hey. Just try to relax now, pal. I'm confused as anything here. Well, what happened? We got him. We know who bought that spy camera. This quickly? And this bear is what gave them away, pal. The bear? I figured it out, pal. I figured that we should have been looking into the bear instead of the camera. But wasn't it Mr. Edgeworth who... Shh, Pearls. And? Go on. There's only one person who could have bought one of these bears who was related to this crime. Who is it? Who would be so rude as to spy on another person in their room? Matt on guard. Huh? Matt on guard? Your client, that's who, pal. And here, I thought things couldn't get any worse. Are you sure you heard right? That the person who bought this bear was... I heard it from the department store clerk, pal. This is the credit card receipt for the purchase. It's for $3,800? That's the exact it's the match of that stuffed bear. A receipt? That's all you have? Nah, it's just as a receipt, pal. The store clerk said so himself. He told me I'm sure I've sold this bear to Matt on guard. I mean, the clerk even got Mr. on guard's autograph out of it, pal. So I'm sure the person who bought the stuffed bear was Mr. on guard himself. My sight is failing me. This can't be. So what about the spy camera we found? That was a dead end, pal. I mean, you can get this kind of thing from anywhere. But for now, I guess I can give these back to you for your file away to evidence. I know you don't want to give up, pal. I never thought. I didn't think it was possible. The person who put the spy camera in Juan Corrida's room was Matt on guard. Why would Mr. on guard do something like this? I bet it was to catch Miss Andrews and Mr. Corrida in one of their rendezvous. I bet it's not good enough for me. I have to know... Oh, this absolute truth behind this camera. Are you going to see him, Mr. on guard? I mean, yes. That's enough cash for a good night, yeah. I'm scared, Nick. I wonder what we'll find out next. I'm scared myself, but I have to put on a good face for Pearls. Matt on guard, what in the world have you done? Alright, well, that's probably where we're going to wrap it up here today. Whew, what a bunch of twists and turns. I have a feeling that this was, well, given the bad blood between the two of them, even probably before then, I wouldn't be surprised if there might have been some kind of deadly love triangle going on, but that's just me throwing some theories around.